Like a tiny boy transition. And then, what do you say to the screen?
Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm John, your host for the evening.
You're not Rob. What's going on?
Well, we thought we'd get in someone who actually knows what they're talking about this time.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
I'm better looking, right?
Definitely. Something's different. Have you had your hair cut, Nick?
Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Okay.
There
we go.
So what we're talking about tonight, Tom?
So tonight,
Tom.
Oh, super professional. We are doing
I've managed to infiltrate the competitive 40k Discord.
Oh dear.
So I'm going to drop some.
You're dropping some adverts in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be discussing the most recent codex.
We are.
Codex Orks. But which one? Which one do you want to go with, guys?
Let's go with the 1995 one. Was that the? That's not the
94. Sorry, you're wrong.
No. That's almost as old as me.
Oh my gosh, Tom! I've had that since '97 as well. So. There we go. We're obviously doing it now because we've had the FAQ, which clarified so little, but we'll get into that no doubt.
No, we had the mega knobs.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. That was important.
So, how have your weeks been?
Tom, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So, I've been trying to make sure I've got all my stuff painted. So I've basically taken one of my cabinets that's just full of Eldar and cleared out all the Eldar.
Have you put it all in a bin?
I have.
Giant bin, big bags.
Well, by bin I mean the old Games Workshop model cases.
Oh.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So I've had those all in there, and I'm basically just making sure that everything that's on the shelf is ready to go for its order.
Oh, Tom, your mic apparently isn't on.
Isn't it? It's on.
Is your mic on mute?
It's not on mute. It's mic line. No, it's not on mute, and it's on.
Cool. Well, Dude Our Day is trying to fool me.
Is he fucking with you?
Thanks, Dude Our Day.
Either way, I'm loud enough to come through on Nicholas's microphone.
That's all good then. It's going to work.
No one cares.
We're not cowboys.
Oh, well, I'm sure Rob will come up.
So you're painting more Eldar?
Painting more Eldar. I'm starting a new army come the new year as well, because I've been playing Eldar since 2015. With the only exception being the Knights that I did for Canada, and the Distant Tyrannies I did for Wales. And Gene Stealer Cult when they were fun. But, yeah,
so what new army are you starting then?
I'll show some when I've actually got it done. I've already started painting it then.
So you're not giving us any clues?
No.
Why not?
It's bright pink, does that help?
Okay, I know what it is. I know what it is then.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all Gene Stealer Cults?
Yeah. Well, they're also pink.
Monochromatic, but with a pink haze.
Have you seen my Gene Stealer Cults?
Yeah, I lost to them.
Oh, I remember getting them all out and covering the entire table with them. That was pretty good.
And we lost just purely because they didn't put stuff on an objective marker.
Because
I'm a pro.
We did play on the big board though, so you have an excuse. It took you ages to get there. Whereas I just jump out of holes in the ground like dwarves in Lord of the Rings. So
Excellent.
that works. Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So what's new with you, Nikos?
So I have... I've only played one game since last week. I played a friendly game against my mate James from James Workshop. He was using Deathwatch, Primaris Deathwatch. And I was trying out a new list with like my Khorne Berserkers, my Thousand Suns, Supreme Command Detachment, but I tried Zangors instead of Bloodletters. So I had a big unit of 30 Zangors, Deep Strike in turn one.
Please tell me you weren't warp timing them afterwards?
No. So no, the warp times for the Berserkers, but
it also doesn't work on the Zangors.
Yeah, it doesn't work on them. But
they don't even have Heretic Astartes, do they?
I think they do.
Yeah. Either way, you can't do it after UMC.
Yeah. So I teleported them turn one with the Dark Matter Crystal. They get they need an 8-inch charge because they've already got a +1, and you get to just reroll one of the dice. It didn't work, so I decided that's shit, and I don't like it because Bloodletter's charging is just too reliable compared. So I wasn't enjoying that. But the hobby that I've been doing more stuff for the League of Knights. So I've been doing the Mars terrain.
Oh, the nice
Mars
red stuff.
terrain.
Oh, and the Dreadwoods has just joined the knee stabbing gang.
Oh, all right.
And he's apparently looking forward to the kick-ass coverage from the weekend.
Oh, that's
Aren't we all?
For next weekend. For this weekend coming.
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so Saturday
The Crimbobo.
is obviously Crimbobo. So you're going to that, aren't you, Nikos, as a competitor?
As a Lizardmen player.
Lizardmen?
Yeah,
I think on the
Lizardmen
website
player.
it's listed as Seraphon, though.
Well, that's just a
bit
typo.
confusing.
That's a typo, so...
Okay. We'll get that
I'm hoping, yeah, Tom will fix that, I'm sure.
Post.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
Dude, our day has cheered 200 bits, and I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, it's for the Necron Fund.
Hey!
The Necron Fund, of course. Because he looks like a Nurgle tonight, apparently.
Do I?
Yeah. So you're looking a bit green.
Right.
Are you ill?
I have been looking at the Ork Codex a lot. I don't know if that's had an influence on my skin. Oh, he's been waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, when I did that, it just meant that my eyes started bleeding. And I put pictures in.
Is that because it wasn't Eldari?
It wasn't Eldar,
Yeah,
it was hard to look
pretty
at.
much, yeah. So I'm going to
Started shaking as well.
Yeah, it's that. I also had a game, I forgot to mention, against Ben Stanley as well. So he was playing Necrons and he's practicing for the GT Heat. So I brought something that would be a bit of a challenge for him because obviously if you're the best thing to practice against is a really hard matchup. So
you took anything that isn't Necrons?
I took Eldar.
Oh right. Okay.
So, and Pete Pratt's saying that Crimbobo is not actually a first stage event as well. Apparently,
what does that mean?
It's not, no.
So you might be in trouble there. You might be using the wrong rule set.
Well, I'm gonna be enforcing that on all of my opponents. I'm like, look, here's the alternative 4-page rulebook. Ignore the malign sorcery bullshit. We're playing this.
I don't know what any of that meant.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I should learn.
Tune into.
You should.
All right.
Tune into the coverage.
What's been up with you, John?
I've played 4 games of Age of Sigmar, so I know lots about it.
Oh, really?
Are you practicing? Are you playing or are you?
I'm not. I'm helping. I'm going to be behind the desk all weekend, so you won't
Tech
have to put up with
wizard.
this face, thankfully.
I mean, it's better than the other face.
But it means that things like the transitions will be all right, and maybe the overlay will be correct.
It's not like he's watching in another room.
No, he might.
We
he
can
might
only
be,
hope.
but if he is watching, he's obviously not doing enough work.
Yeah.
Probably should be getting on with that. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're so enticing, man. We just drag you in.
Yeah. Where is the other face? Oh, yeah, Rob's in the chat going nuts. There we go. That's right.
Bastard.
I told you, we're really intriguing. Everyone's got to come and watch.
So I think the only reason Rob isn't doing a show is because he didn't want to do Tasteful Green Face.
I mean, neither of us are doing Tasteful.
Neither of you guys are doing it either, so I'm pretty disappointed.
I've got to be honest. As a green skin player of 20,
This is out of affection.
Oh gosh.
This is out of affection. I'm doing it because I want to
You're
be
doing it
more.
out of love.
Yeah, it's
You
out
want
of
to be
love.
your favourite character.
Exactly.
But what if your favourite character is a Nazi in a World War II film?
Fine.
Still a
Do
bit.
it. Well, I mean, why is your character? Why is your favourite character a Nazi in a World War II film? Is probably
I'm not one to judge.
Clearly. All right. So what have we got going on? So
We're doing an Ork Codex
we're
review,
doing
right?
the Ork Codex
So we're doing-
because the FAQ dropped this week, didn't it?
The newest one.
Hoggers.
So,
Look at that.
we'll
So
start with the
narrative.
narrative. I almost skipped the narrative. I'm so
Always skip
Tom-like.
the narrative.
So right, let's,
I read a bit. I read a
Did you
little
not
bit of
see
the
that
narrative.
episode where I was just behind a wall of narrative.
I know. I
Yeah.
drew a picture to take.
I
the
won an
neck.
event based off hobby scores, mates. The narrative,
But not narrative though.
Not now. Well,
If they did points for like
Wow.
a short bit of narrative for your army, then
I would have done the
you'd be
narrative.
all up.
LLB's pointed out that Nazis didn't use blackface.
We didn't. No. That's a good point.
Are you saying I'm worse than that?
Are you worse than Nazis?
Anyway.
How did we end up over here?
I don't know.
No, anyway.
Let's move on.
It's me. I'm a distraction. I'm normally in the chat causing a distraction, but
You
instead
are.
I'm now here.
No, you
waving
got
my
no,
arms
In real life.
It's like the
Yeah.
disrupted kid in the back of the class, and the teacher says, "Right, you
Heckling.
run the lesson."
with a laser pen.
Yeah, like you run the lesson, man. If you can do it better, and kid just. I don't know.
And apparently I can't. So
No, you can. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
It's gonna be cool.
You'll get into it. It's just like a normal chat. It's fine.
it's like riding a bike.
Although I'm still trying to.
It's like riding a bike that you've never ridden before.
What is a rucker truck squigger, buddy?
That
Squig
is the buggy full of squigs, and it's got a squig like with its tongue
Squig
out,
launcher.
and a little squig one. It's just all the squig weapons.
Coming to eat your ass.
Yeah, it's
Let's
a
go.
very fun-looking model.
I bet it is.
Rocket truck, squig buggy. I've got one of
Cool.
each of them, but I didn't bring them with me, unfortunately. So,
No, that's fine. It's fine.
So I didn't read all of the narrative.
I didn't read any of it. So
I did.
I read some.
You've even got the 1990.
There's some pretty cool.
Full of narrative.
There's some pretty cool stuff in there.
Yeah, it very much leads on. It's kind of it focuses quite a bit on Gazgul and showing that he's popping up everywhere.
Everywhere.
He seems to be appearing everywhere, and orcs are congregating in kind of en masse.
That's
So,
what
like
I
in a
do.
lot of the other codexes, where it seems to be everyone's slowly focusing towards places, like Vigilus features quite heavily. So I think They're trying to push all the narrative
Gearing
kind
up
of
for a big campaign.
because it's meant to be a choke point between the two halves of
The Imperium.
the Imperium.
Yeah.
So it's the planet in between.
So they're finished with Armageddon now.
I think that well, the
Probably.
impression I get is it's still there because there's mentions of it and everything, but you're not having
Gaskell's
it just
left.
there. But
Gaskell's left.
he's kind of gone right. I've got bigger things to do, and he's got some new fancy powers. By the sounds of it, there was a big bit about that
Because he was always a prophet of Gork and Mork.
Yeah, so he gets voices in his head and all that jazz.
Well, that happens when you've got a big metal skull cap. He's literally got a tinfoil hat.
Probably the big mechs.
And there was a bit where Mad Dog Grotznick actually kidnapped a load of Silver Templar Primaris Marines alive.
Ah, cool.
Oh,
So there's a nice little dangling thread there as well, which
Well, what do you think? What do you think that's leading to?
God knows. To me, it's like
Who captured them? Sorry.
Mad Dog Grotznick.
Ah, okay, so is it? Yeah, so he's a mad dog. So maybe he'll probably keep them alive as long as possible.
Test things
taking
out
them
on
apart, figuring out the technology to make better.
Primaris.
Primaris have got those extra organs is the biggest difference between
Yeah.
them and normal Marines, right?
Yeah, and that's
So
all
perhaps he's gonna.
a true scale.
Yeah. Where was it? There was something about. Oh, and there's mentions of old Zogwart, which is one of the famous weird
He's
boys.
Weird Boy, yeah.
It's kind of. There's lots of mentions
Is
of
he
all
still in
the.
the book? And they've got weird boys, but
No, there's none of the named characters are there apart from Grotznick. Or
Zag
basically anyone that's
Struck.
got an actual model.
Zag
so-
Stroke, Bad Rock, the
Yeah,
one.
and then
Grotznick.
where was it? There was a mention about Gazgol.
Gaskell's in the front as well. We've got all of that, so it's fine. I just want Baron Saphenix back, to be perfectly honest with you. But
Baron who?
Baron Saphenix, he was the Hellion named character. He's pretty good. You just plug him in, give everyone hit and run, banging, no problems. It was all right. So
My favourite bits from the narrative were some of the bits I read. It was about how orcs actually get about the galaxy, where they sort of on the planet they're in a system, and then a space hulk drifts into the system, and they'll nab it, and they'll fit loads of stuff to it, cram as many boys on as possible, and just shove it back into the warp.
You see where
And
it
then they
pops
just
up.
they just pop up wherever the fuck it turns up. They'll go have a party somewhere, and if it's a good time, they'll come back in greater numbers,
Really?
which is pretty cool. And there was also another
How do we
bit.
manage that when we don't know how to travel?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
war
don't-
energy
I
just
don't know.
draw them out the war. It's alright.
Clearly.
And then there's obviously the thing like the Ork rocks as well, which are hollowed out asteroids.
Oh yeah,
mentioned
like
So it's like a hollowed out. It's fitted with drives, guns, and crew quarters. So they basically make their own ships out of asteroids. which is
that
really
was pretty cool.
bonkers. And then they drop pod them down.
Yeah, that was
Essentially
sweet.
just smash
Just
them
a
into
rock,
planet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss War Tusker though. That was always one of my favourite bits of Orc narrative.
Is that the Chaos, the one that died?
That was the one
and
that basically decides he's going to go into the warp with his War.
Yeah.
And dies on a blood planet of Khorne. And then Khorne kind of likes it, so he just keeps resurrecting him to keep fighting. So the Orcs get,
That must be heaven for orcs.
I know,
right?
they loved it.
And Khorne likes it because Khorne
Yeah.
gets all
More blood.
the blood and the skulls, and then
Yeah.
each day they come back.
Yeah.
I think he brings
Go
them back.
again.
Yeah.
Go again,
Awesome.
yeah.
And there's a war boss that kills himself to get. He goes back in time through something,
Yeah.
kills himself in the past, so he can have his favourite gun twice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Joker.
But, what was it? So Tusker grabbed a demon prince or a bloodlord or something by the nads with his power claw or something,
Yes,
and
yeah.
used Acadian training world as a warm up. That was all right. I quite like that bit of narrative.
And I think
That's
it
it.
kind of goes into a bit of detail about the. Is it Odd Boys?
Odd Boys.
No, there's the-
Odd boys.
The
Or is it in the narrative? It does mention about them.
There was a cool little mini story that I found called Rude Awakening, which is basically where orcs are looting an Ekron tomb world, and they accidentally trigger the resurrection protocols, but it's too late. And then it describes at the end the Necron Overlord waking up to just mad docs surrounding him with like buzzing chainsaws about to chop him up. And it's pretty funny.
That's sad.
Where is it?
Typical
Brain
Necrons.
Boys, that
eh?
was it.
Brain Boys.
So it's insinuated that they're the old ones, so the ancient race of
Oh yeah, who created the Eldar?
created all the stuff,
Tyranids. Whoop.
made all these lovely poor choices, and then it mentions about the runt herds have all got all the sort of inherent knowledge brought down through their genetics, so they know how to do this stuff, and they know all the lore, so they know their heritage, the Runt Herd specifically, but things like mechs and everything have it genetically kind of encoded into themselves, so they know everything from birth.
Yeah, because the genetics of orcs is surely quite weird because they're just fungus.
Yeah,
When they die, they just produce a bunch of spores.
So
and
you
then the
kill
spores
them,
grow into
but they
orcs.
come back.
Yeah, in greater Runt Herd numbers.
Oh, they've realised it's me.
Exterminatus.
The chat finally realised that I'm not Rob.
Oh, really?
Well
There
done,
we
chat.
go.
Taking them that long.
Well, I got
Good job,
200
Jack.
bits for being me, apparently.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right.
Who was that?
That was Doodle Day,
Oh,
surprisingly
thank
enough.
you, dude. Was that for the Necron fund as well?
For
he's
me,
al-
apparently.
He's
so.
already done
Okay.
the
Have
Necron
you got a
one.
Necron fund? Or is it a more Orcs fund?
Oh, I don't need any more orcs.
You
I
don't
have
need-
16,000 points.
You don't
for
need
the new
any.
users.
16,000
You don't
points.
need any, but you want more. He's
Couple of
You
my
always
local
need more
companies
DACA.
Came up to Warhammer World on Sunday,
Yeah.
and they sent me a photo of the Stomper with the belly gun.
Oh, the Forge World one.
And they were like, you need to get one of these. And I was like, no, I have a Stomper. I've used it once in a narrative game. Never again.
Did you see the letter that I wrote in the Discord?
Yeah.
We'll go through that later.
Okay.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you think you've got enough DACA in your Orc army?
I don't,
Is that what you're saying?
but when 7,000 points of it are painted and then the rest isn't,
Okay, fair
I
enough.
then draw the line, personally.
Yeah. 9,000 points of
Alright,
Orcs.
that's fair.
But
that's
I do
fair.
have one of each of the new vehicles, 2 of the War Trikes, and a Mech Workshop
Wait.
just on my desk at the moment.
So you say you don't need any more Orcs, and then you have all of the new models.
I work in a toy shop. What can I say?
That's fair, bro. That's fair.
It's sat there next to my Blackstone Fortress, which I don't already have.
Speaking of the new models, what do you think? Because it's mainly War Trikes, right?
Yeah, it's just the new buggies.
So it's just different buggies,
It's a lot of buggies. They look cool.
and obviously the HQ choice, because they're technically wouldn't be a vehicle HQ
Oh yes.
in the Codex, because the biggest change has obviously been a lot of the outprint models have been made index only.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
makes some sense from a business standpoint, but it's not exactly going to keep people particularly happy, I imagine.
No.
No.
So
Yeah, makes sense. I'm just. Ooh, that looks cool.
I think my favourite of the new models is the jet one, the one that's like a jet.
yeah,
The dog.
so it's a plane that's missing its wings. So
yeah.
the scrapjet. I can't remember the first bit of
Scrap
it.
I have to
jet
say, I
one.
do like the Death Killer War Trike, just because of the absolutely massive unit that's on top of it. Look at the size of that boy.
He's
is
actually
big.
only the size of a normal war boss.
But he looks really swollen.
If you put
He
the
does.
figure next
He's-
to the
yeah.
Black Reach one, same size.
The-
Just because
but
he's on
the-
top.
I
he
feel
makes
like the
him
War
bigger.
Boss is kind of less ripped. Look at this guy. You can see his abs, and he's pretty
Mega
naked.
Track Scrapjet. That's the one, Nikos, you're on about.
Pretty nude. So that looks pretty cool. I do like the look. Of
Plus
that. I
his
like his
his little fella riding the bike for him.
You got to be careful when talking about his little fella when
Yeah.
he's that
Fine.
naked.
It's fine.
More importantly, he's driving
Rob's
with
not
one
here, so-
hand while shooting his boomstick.
He
and
is.
then his little fella is driving.
His strength 5
He's turning a
boomstick.
wheel.
He's driving with his knees.
I always see. Oh no, that went.
Always with the dick jokes, Tom.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Standard. For any other new models, what's this Bad Moon's Big Mech with a teleporty blaster that looks like he's kind of inside
That
of
is-
it?
That's quite an old one.
Is it?
Part
Well,
of the kit that came, I think it was 5th or 6th edition when they did the new
new Mega Knobs.
Mega Knobs. There is the option to have a Big Mech, either with a custom force field or the teleporty
Mega teleporty blaster.
blasters, which are fun, but
Not great. Fair enough. Looks good though.
yeah.
Looks really cool. Alright, shall we get into the rules then? Because,
Yeah, are we-
narrative and models are all subjective.
Yeah, exactly. So are we going to start with the cultures?
We can start
Yes.
with the universal special rules first if you want.
Yes.
Ooh, yes, that's a good
so we're
idea.
already on the universal special rules. We've then got the rules for detachments, and then we can do cultures then if you like. So
Yeah.
we've got a few here. We've got the big one that everyone's kind of raving about, which is DACA. So that is each time you roll an unmodified hit roll of a 6 with an attack with a ranged weapon, you basically get to roll an extra to hit. So you always hit with 6s, so it basically gives you a backstop against -2 to hit modifiers,
Yeah.
and it produces extra shots every time you hit well. Anyway, let's put it that way.
And it's not like most of the time they're hitting on 5s anyway, so it's half of your hits,
Yeah, exactly.
you're getting
So,
another extra
It's
shot.
pretty good. Not bad at all. You also have Here We Go, which is actually my favourite one, apart from... Oh no, I like Mob Rule as well. This is good. So you get to reroll charges for anything with Here We Go, and that is one or both of the dice for the
And
charge.
it doesn't need to be failed charges, which I
doesn't need
think
to
it
be failed
used to
charges.
be as well.
Yeah,
That's quite a
used to be
change.
failed, yeah.
So that is a big change. It also says you can reroll one of the dice if you want to. So that's it.
And that's good because if you're 2 inches away, you roll a 3. You can't get the whole unit in. You can just choose to reroll it to try and get that bigger charge to get more models into to combat
roll a 6
with
and
the
a 1.
charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Keep that 6.
yeah, just roll that one.
Especially
the
with some of the
odds are-
stratagem. So there's a stratagem that's basically the same as Tide of Traitors. So what you can do is you can use the Tide of Traitors across. I mean, there are some more restrictions on it, which we can go through later. And then you've got the jump as well. You can launch that over. So now you've got 2 units outside of an island, both getting
Or
reroll charges.
teleporter.
And teleporter as well. So you've got 3 units that are dropping down in someone's face. And then they've got rerolls on all of them. So likelihood is you're going to get 2 units in there, which is pretty good. I mean, so the Tide of Traitors equivalent does require the unit that you use it on to be under half strength when you do. So you can't just say, turn 1, yeet, or turn 2, yeet now.
But then that forces your opponent to not necessarily try to wipe 1 unit solely, so they might spread their fire,
They might do.
which
They might do.
benefits you.
Well, you'll also do that because mob rule, right? So mob rule is you use the leadership characteristic of the unit, or you can use the a leadership characteristic equal to the number of models in any unit within 6. So if you're chipping them all down, so you chip them down to, let's say, 15 each, so they've all lost 15 models, so they're all going to basically just lose D6 models straight off the bat as well. It also means that you
Or if
can't...
they've got a HQ nearby, they can smack it for just
Yeah,
D3.
they can smack it.
But that then
It's still more
forces-
hits. But then what you can do is, if you do that, you can smack it for D3, so you take it under half strength, and then you can Tide of Traitors, or the Unending Tide, or whatever it's called. It is quite expensive, it is 3 command points.
Yes.
But it is pretty good. And then the last one is Speed Mob. Do you want to tackle that one?
Speed mob. That's basically when you set up. So certain units have a speed mob special rule. When you set them up, you have to place them all within 6. But then from that point, they're their own little unit.
Yep, so it's like Armagas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or killer cans,
Yep.
mech guns.
Basilisks. Basilisks.
But
Yep.
then, of course, the only downside is that then they could be, if you're playing in a tournament, kill points.
Yes,
The
well, it
second-
depends on how you define the kill.
Yeah.
So in ITC, obviously, that makes a difference because you've got a component for killing as many units as you can. In ETC,
Don't
it
know
depends
how.
on whether or not you're capping anyway. And Eternal War, there's only one mission with kill points. And maybe Dominate and Destroy as well, but that one's less favoured on that side. So we've got the cultures as well. Do you want to
Sure.
go on the cultures? Seeing as I just completely robbed most of the... Oh, we've got the detachment special rules.
So detachment special rules.
Whoop, whoop.
So their first rule they have for if they're a battle force detachment is this is as zog off. So it's basically objective secured for orcs.
Yeah.
Troop units.
Yeah.
And then they've got clan. You get a clan culture.
Which don't work on anything that's wholly Gretchen keyword.
Yeah.
So
Or
mech guns,
Mech
killer
guns don't
cans.
count as per the FAQ.
Yeah.
So you can't get cultures on your mech guns anymore. Very sad. Very disappointing.
But then it gives you a motivation to maybe use other units
yeah.
for the purpose. Perhaps.
Well, I don't think you actually. We can come to it a bit later, but I don't think you ever actually go full ham on the mech guns.
No.
I think there's an argument to be made for taking like 15 or something if you don't think you can finish a game with a horde.
I tried some last week, but we'll get into that, I guess,
Okay, that's
later
fine.
on. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also guns for hire is also in there, so you can take flash kits, and they don't benefit from the culture, but they don't stop you from getting a culture.
No. They still have
well.
the freebooter.
Oh yeah, they
culture
can
if
use the
they're in
freebooter one.
A detach.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Which is, it's nice because they're not being absolutely penalised like, say, rattlings or
Yeah, exactly.
ogrins that just are nothing
Yeah, exactly.
for that purpose.
Which kind of sucks. But yeah, so you've got the clan cultures afterwards. So the first one is Goths. So Goth orcs are the biggest, meanest, and most ferocious of their kind. And so they're not really cunning. They just come over and whack you in the head.
Smash.
Hold smash. So every time you roll a 6 to hit with an attack with a melee weapon with the culture, you make an additional to hit roll. So it's basically Daka, but for close combat.
That's pretty cool.
So that's alright. Do you want to do bad moons?
Sure.
Tagging in and out.
Bad moons are armed to datif. So you re-roll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by this model in the shooting phase.
Which is...
So if you're going shooting, you want to go for that one.
Well, I'm still not convinced by that one because if you're re-rolling 1s to hit on 5s, you're not converting many of those ones.
No, but I mean, I think we'll probably come to why it's good later in
Yeah.
terms of the stratagems
Oh, yeah, 100%,
and units.
Yeah, when we talk about that.
Because
I
I've
think-
set it up where I've got a specific unit that are bad moons
Yeah.
for that purpose.
Are they
and
looters?
stratagem. No, I went the
No.
other route.
What?
Tank busters.
Tank busters.
Well, the thing is, with tank busters, I like the fact that you can have rerolls to hit on them, but they reroll all hits against vehicles. So that's kind of wasted in that situation.
It depends situationally. I was against some. What was I playing against? Space Marines on Monday, and they had 2 dreadnoughts. The rest of the army, not vehicles. So essentially, at that point, you're kind of like, you're losing that.
Have you tried the poo bomb stratagem on the tank busters yet?
What, they're firing twice with them?
No.
They're the grenade.
Oh, the grenades.
Yeah,
tank
boy.
you can only have one tank buster bomb per unit,
Yep.
unless they're tank busters, and then they've all got them. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best unit to do it on. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so good. It's lob. Well, you can lob any grenade. So they all have the tank buster grenades, right?
They do.
They
Yes.
do,
Yeah,
But
so
normal
you
boys
just lob
don't.
10 tank
yeah.
buster grenades, so it's like 10 d3 shot strength, 18 minus 2. It's great.
Or 25 if you have 15 in a turn and you mod them up.
There you go.
There you go.
But you can only do it with
That's a lot of command
You
points.
can only throw it with a maximum of 10 models.
Oh, is it saying the stratagem?
It's not quite the same as a poo bomb. And then you've got a death skull stratagem as well that you can use, which allows you to re-roll to wound against vehicles.
Yeah.
So you re-roll to hit and re-roll to wound with the tank busters, just lobbing 10d3 grenades.
So if you know
into-
situationally,
if you
they're
want
gonna
to
be lots of
absolutely
vehicles,
remove a vehicle, you can do it.
or
So-
when I went up against Mortarion a couple of weeks back with them,
Yes, but you don't
I
re-roll to
focused
hit
on-
against Mortarion, which is the issue.
which is why I had them as bad moves.
Yes.
So at least to hit them, I was getting the hits in. So
And then you can you proc the Daka with the grenades as well?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think so because it's about
Yeah.
shooting.
And then
isn't
there's
it?
It's only shooting, isn't it?
There's also the stratagem that allows
It's
you
a ranged
to get
attack.
on a 5 or a 6. So every hit now generates an extra shot.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh yeah, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
Let's
We love
finish
it.
the
We love it.
cultures.
We're
We
getting too
love it.
carried away.
Yeah.
Right, back on
Anyway,
it. So
Evil Sons. So, Evil Sons are firm believers in
best
the
one.
old Ork adage: red ones go faster. So they're the speed freaks. They're the speedy boys. They love their vehicles, and they have a +1 to a move characteristic of movement of models with the culture, and adding 2 instead if it is a speed freak. So that would be the vehicles and the bikes.
Yep.
And you add 1 to advance and charge rolls for them as well. In addition, models of the culture do not suffer penalty for their hit rolls for advancing and firing assault weapons. So you get +1 to move and +1 to your advance and charge rolls for this culture, which is actually really good.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Especially if you're dropping down.
so that
Across the
works
board,
on
beautiful.
everything. So it's
Yeah.
nice that it's got the vehicle centric bit, but it doesn't punish you if you're not just
Not
vehicles,
having
which
vehicles,
is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also if you combo that with re-rolls to charge, well, here we go. You can get 3 units just in someone's face.
It's surprising how
charging
often
on
you're out
8
by an inch.
Re-rolling. well, maybe for you.
At Hellstorm, I failed 3 charges where they each were 8-inch dice rolls.
Yeah.
Re-rolled them to lower. So
But you have to re-roll the whole charge at Hellstorm, right?
Yeah,
Whereas now
exactly.
you re-roll 1 dice if you want to.
Now you got options.
So it's all good.
exactly.
Next one?
Death Skulls.
Oof.
Lucky
Apparently,
Blue
it's
Gates.
Ace Base's favourite.
Oh,
I like
really?
Death Skulls as well.
Oh, really?
actually.
I
It's my
haven't
favourite.
tried them yet, so I haven't formed a full opinion.
I would be more of a fan. I'll explain why I'd be more of a fan in a sec. So models with this culture have a 6-up invulnerable save. In addition, you can re-roll a single hit, wound, or damage roll for each unit with this culture each time it shoots or fights. In addition, infantry get Disazaz Zorgoth abilities, so they become objective secured. I would like this if it affected garrot things as well, like mech cannons or
Oh, that'd be
So
killer
to
cans,
remove
things like
the need to have a bubble with a custom force field with them, sort of thing.
more just the re-roll a hit
Well, the
wound or
re-roll
damage
piece, yeah.
one. I would love that on the mech guns or the killer cans or. But I suppose you get it on things like Death Dreads and things like that.
Yeah, or looters seems to be kind of.
Yeah.
I think at least their motivation. For
I do really like this for the stratagem as well, though. I think the stratagem is really fun.
because I liked it originally. My
Which strategy?
knee sort of jerk
Re-roll
reaction to it
for
originally was to use it on boys, so that if they're having to foot slog across, they've got at least that vague t-shirt save.
Yeah.
That if someone's got AP-1, you've at least got a save still.
Yeah, and if you are playing anything that isn't just massed AP dash, this is objectively better than snake bites. And so snake bites are they're a bit more backwards. They're like the hillbillies in the 40k world.
Yeah.
So they roll the dice each time the model with a sculpture loses a wound, and on a 6 wound is not lost, so it's a 6 plus DPR effectively. If a
So
model
what's a DPR?
damage prevention roll. Way,
Cool.
there you go. You can read that
In the workbook.
in the workbook. There you go. So if you have a similar ability, for example, I'm going to read it. a super cyborg shiny gubbins or a ramshackle ability.
So you have to pick.
You have to pick. It doesn't.
You can't have both.
You can't do both, unless you have a young card, in which case you just don't care. But
we don't want to play the same sort of rules. We're all down here. You're up here with
That's
your
Eldar
special
40k.
rules, yeah.
Please.
Everyone else.
And then
I'm
Gene
not
Stealer
sure that's
Cultist.
true.
Somewhere
We're all just
right
gonna
down the
leave-
bottom, right?
No, well, Gene Stealer Cult just won the Boys GT.
But I thought you said Americans were backwards when it came to 40k.
I never said that.
No, he said they were shit.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make a difference because, Anyway, it was Nick. So he played for Wales, so we sorted him out. It was fine. So it was all good.
All right.
Next one?
The next one is Blood Axes, and they use tactics.
I really like this one.
So a unit with this culture gains the benefit of cover, even while they're not entirely on or in a terrain feature, if the enemy model making the attack is at least 18 inches away. In addition, units with this culture can shoot or charge, but not both, even if they fell back in the same turn. I don't like the cover thing. I'm not that fussed
I
about
love
that.
the other thing if you put it on Stompers.
18
Oh, well.
inches. If you're playing Dawn of War,
Yeah. Well, the
most
problem
things are going to be back.
don't
kind of
matter.
getting
Like,
that
if I can
close.
come close to my Stomper, if you don't kill it, I'm going to have you, mate. I'm going to come up there and kick you in the
What is that?
He's
Yeah.
jiggling himself.
Problem is
I don't think you guys. Oh no, you can see it.
Can you
Oh,
guys
God.
appreciate that on the screen?
I think
Tom
you're
jiggling?
making.
The only
Mythos
problem
get
with the
green at the
Stompers is you
gills.
can't actually give them this. Because they're 940 points after all the upgrades, and then they have no other upgrades.
There's upgrades.
Well, you,
I haven't
exactly.
looked at the data
It's
sheet.
like-
Let's put it that way.
The only upgrade is you can take 2 extra super rockets, which are free. So you
Oh,
do
wow.
that. That's the
Oh,
only
wow.
upgrade. So Stompers are 940 points, so by the time you finish buying...
They're
it's like-
850.
No, when you've got to buy the weapons
Oh,
as
with
well.
weapons. Oh god,
Yeah, it gets worse.
that's even worse.
Yeah. So you basically can't fit in anything else to make it, to put them in a detachment, unless you stick them in a Supreme Command. So you can take one in a Supreme Command, and then some HQs, and then some box.
It's alright, you put a custom force field mech in it, but you have to use
Yeah.
you'd
So
have
then
to
you've got a
use
2+5++, because you're bad, because you're blood axes. It's great. You sit there shooting things. Whoop whoop. It's alright. Remove me.
Yeah.
It's like the new cast.
I like the fall back and still charge thing.
Kind of
Way better than
Ultramarines-ish,
the-
isn't it? That's what they do, isn't it?
Yes, but they're -1 to hit when they.
Yeah,
But
I
imagine
just
Orcs, if they were
fish-
-1 to hit, would be 6-ups anyway, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
works on everything, whereas the Ultramarines
Oh.
one only works on
Zen
infantry.
Minis has just joined the new stabbing gang.
Whoop whoops.
all right.
So that's
Zen-
5 months on the trot. So
Nice.
that's 5 knees.
Is it 5 pairs of knees or 5 knees?
That'd be
five
5
knees. Five
knees.
knees.
So one could say he has 2.5 knees.
So there's a Primaris Marine stumbling around on 1 knee.
Well, it's Primaris Marine. But either way, this works on
That'd be
everything,
great,
while
sure.
the Ultramarine one only works on infantry and dreadnoughts. So Gulliman can't actually use the Ultramarines chapter.
Oh, because he's a monster, isn't he?
Yeah, because he's a monster.
What a fool!
He can't even use his
Can't
own
even use his
chapter
own rule.
tactic.
He came up with the tactics. Can't even use them.
Absolutely silly. And then we've got freebooters, which are competitive streak, but not a culture. They're just a thing. So add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by models with this culture. If any other friendly unit with this culture, freebooters, within 24 inches has destroyed an enemy unit this phase.
So that's
That's like shit Soul Burst from 7th edition.
very dependent, isn't it?
Yeah, you need one thing to kill something when you snowball it, and you get a +1 to hit.
And you have to focus a lot of stuff to guarantee that kill as
Yeah,
well.
and then you just
potentially.
take one shooter boy, just bop someone in the end, and say, see, I killed something.
Yeah,
Got him.
you kind of need if you want to be facing MSU style list, don't you?
Yeah,
for
it's,
that.
it's something else you need to have good sequencing to make work.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
it's just, it is what it is. So, I think
Cool.
you probably
It's
do
not
that.
great.
No, MSU Orcs is not ideal.
So to me, I see personally, I see a lot of Evil Sons coming to the table purely because people are going to use the new stuff with it.
Hi, maybe.
I think it just the +1 to your move and the charge is just so good. Particularly as you've got a lot of ways for orcs to deep strike or
There's, I
dad
think
jump.
there's 3 different ways now. So you're not
Yeah,
forced
teleport
to
to jump.
and
The Tidal Traitors effective
try to
strategy.
and just what was there was a third one. The jump, teleporter, and
The Tidal Traitors.
the stratagem thing.
it's the stratagem. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 3 ways to get orcs to effective deep strike.
Yeah.
Making that an 8 with the here we go is just really good.
Yeah, it's good. I also think we'll see some snake bites. I think we might also see some death skulls and some blood axes as well. The other
No goths?
3... No.
No?
You'll kill anything you hit anyway most of the time, right?
Yes.
And because of their points costing, I think you'll quite often see people maybe taking 2 cultures,
Yeah.
depending on what their purposes are. So I've been trying
Unless
that
you're playing at the
myself.
Hellstorm event.
Yeah.
The
Which
way-
is really
Yeah.
No.
What I was looking at, I think, is the main core of my army would probably be Evil Sons to benefit from the +1
Yep.
and the running. So you're getting into combat
Yeah.
quicker, more reliably. And then the backup of my army would probably be Bad Moons
That's
for
what I've been
the
trying.
shooting in the backfield.
Yeah, because it definitely
get the reroll
helps.
ones.
That rerolling ones is surprising how often it comes up, and then that reroll might explode into another 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
into a 6.
more chance of
Then-
dakka.
So it is all kind of maybes, but that's how orcs work.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to believe.
Loads of
And
random.
it
Quite,
will work.
I quite like snake bites. Like I did have a list where I had a snake bite detachment, which had 3 units of 10 Gretchen, and then 2 weird boys that were snake bites. Obviously, it doesn't affect the Gretchen, the Grots even, but the weird boys get a protection against Perils of the Warp or that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's a cheap way of
I think it's
giving,
great,
because they're quite easily popped because they're
Yeah.
only 4 wounds,
Yes.
and if they're D3 mortal wounds from Perelsing,
So what you used to do was intentionally explode all the weird boys, so you take like 9, and then as soon as someone actually hits your lines of mech guns, you just blow up all your weird boys. Because you've got a massive benefit to your cast, so you get pretty much guaranteed D6 mortal wounds. So you just about to lose a weird boy, but boom, boom, boom. You're
But
all
if you something I learned in the last tournament, which I didn't know, if you perils, the spell you cast doesn't work.
I thought it still did.
No, not on,
No.
on a double
6?
6 it does, on a double
Yeah,
1 it
on
doesn't.
the number 1 doesn't, but I thought
I don't
on
think
6
it.
still did.
If your caster dies to perils, the spell doesn't work.
Can we get the rulebook, please?
We can. I checked
You
it after
check
the
it
tournament, so
You check it out.
I'll look for
You
that.
can work through the stratagems or just check it out if you want. So first one is the most important one. Mob up. So you use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select 2 clan infantry units. So they have to be the same clan. From your army that are within 2 inches of each other. And have the same data sheet. So it has to be 2 boys units or 2 storm boys units. And if one unit has 10 or more models and the other has 10 or fewer, the 2 units merge, and for the rest of the battle they're counted as a single unit for all rules purposes. So that's actually pretty good for things like looters,
Yeah.
because you can...
Or just boys, just
or
random
just
boys.
boys. Yeah.
So-
You can make a 40-man boy blob
yeah. Well,
to teleport somewhere,
Yes.
yeah.
a dead jump somewhere. Sorry,
And
not
then
to be
you've got
confusing.
100 boys in someone's face with the tide.
Neil of Orange is subscribed with Twitch Prime as well.
Can you repeatedly mob up? Can you just get a unit of 30, then 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then just go and slurp them all into the same unit?
I don't see why not.
Theoretically, it's not. It's got to have more than 10 and one less than 10.
Yeah, so you take
10 or
one unit
less.
of 30,
Yeah, so
and then you take like 5 units of 10. So turn 1, you take the unit of 30, unit of 10, unit of 40, and unit of 40, unit of 10, and unit of 50, unit of 10.
That has to be somebody's goal
Just
to
be
make
Ork Hoover.
100 boy mob just
Why
over the
not?
course of the game.
Yeah, I think you can if you go to turn 7, and no one kills any boys.
What's that? 30, 40,
50,
40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
turns of slurping. You get 100 boys.
Wow.
it's not mentioned in the FAQ, so that's obviously not been flagged up
Yeah.
by anyone. So
We'll have it.
rules is
Somebody
written.
do it.
it's
And
there.
then they take it down to 49 boys. And then you tie the traitors and you
yeah.
get 51 boys back again. Because why not? I mean, you won't get a turn 8.
Oh no, so you can't do tide traitors on a mobbed up boy.
Can you?
No.
Oh, that's so sad.
They've thought about it. They've thought about
Yeah,
it.
they have
Did they?
they've put some good
Yeah.
kind of things like that for balancing that do seem quite sensible. So.
Did you
Yeah.
find out about the Perils of Warp thing?
Yes, so Perils of the Warp. If you roll a double 1 or a double 6 when taking a psychic test, the psychic immediately suffers Perils of the Warp. The psychic suffers D3 mortal wounds as the forces of blah 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 blah. The power they were attempting to manifest automatically fails, and each unit within 6 inches suffers
Oh no,
D3
so
mortal
you missed the
wounds.
important bit. So if the Psycho
If
is
you're
slain
slain.
by his...
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I
You
meant.
missed the
If you're
important
slain.
bit.
That was the, I need some sort of quantification to it. So
If you kill it, then it works.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
But
So
if
as
you
long
don't
as
kill it-
if you suffer perils but you're still alive, it's fine. If you die, then it doesn't go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got other stratagems, but I'm just going to be skipping through the kind of stratagems that are my favourites. So I don't know if you've got any favourites in here, Nikos. But I'm just trying to find.
So one for me that's been quite good is Warp Head.
Okay.
Warp-
So that's
Oh,
for
yes.
1 CP.
Which page is this?
This is on page 126.
Okay. So,
So it's use the strategy before the battle begins. Select one Weird Boy model, and they become a Warp Head. This model gains an additional psychic power from the powers of the war. and they can attempt to manifest 1 additional psychic power in each of your psychic phases. So
it basically makes them like a Space Marine or Chaos Space
Yeah.
Marine sorcerer.
We should probably go through
level.
psychic powers after we've done the stratagems,
Yeah.
just so we can see how useful that would really be.
I found that's quite handy because then you suddenly got this ability to not have to have 3 of one model just to do 3 spells,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Well,
often can be quite frustrating.
Yes.
And right next to that, we have Get Stuck In Lads. Lads, boys, lads.
Lads.
Lads. And that's 3 CP. So you use a stratagem in the fight phase when it's your turn to select a unit to fight, or at the end of the phase. And you can select an non-infantry unit that has already fought and fight with it again. So basically it's just when it's your turn to select a unit. So what you can do is, if you charge this unit in, and you charge another unit
So you're
in,
charging in your 100-man
Orc boy unit,
unit.
you hit them with 300 attacks,
Yeah.
and then it's your turn to select again because it's your turn. So you select that unit again, and you hit him with another 300 attacks.
Excellent.
So you want to have a dice roller for this game, potentially,
Why would you want a dice roller?
for 300 attacks and then 300 attacks.
I don't think you're actually getting 300 attacks
Oh,
because
no.
you need to charge in turn 7 with 100 boys in one go. And then get them all in close
By that
combat.
point, we might have some sort of fancy dice technology.
By that point, we might have a dice app that isn't copyable.
You're just going to have to do it very
you're right.
fast.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've spent the rest of the game doing nothing because all
So
you've been doing is
there
mobbing the
is
Orc boys.
something about there's something about it in the FAQ apparently.
Something about what on the FAQ, sorry?
Getting stuck in, lads.
Fair enough. We'll see that one in a second.
Okay,
though.
yeah.
We can keep
I've
moving.
got it
and
open,
then-
so
We don't have to wait up. I'm sorry, menu of that one. It's fine. We can keep going.
A funny one, I think. Well, it's funny. I think you can do some funny stuff with it. Boarding action. So that's 1 CP, and models. You can basically each model inside a transport, either a truck or a battle wagon, can make 1 attack per model against something that's within 1 inch.
that cannot fly.
Can't fly.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't hit a flying unit. As long as it's not flying, you get 1 attack each. There's also another stratagem. I think it's just above it, called ramming speed.
Yes, that's a great one.
So when you charge, so it's an Orc vehicle. When you charge, you roll 3d6, and if you finish within 1 inch on a 2+, it takes D3 mortal wounds. So what I'm envisaging is a truck, a battle wagon, 20 knobs in with big choppers. You teleport it, your evil sons, so you get +1 to the charge. But you use this stratagem, 3d6, ram it in,
Perfect.
then use boarding action.
Yep.
All the 20 knobs popping out. 20 knobs popping out
Embarking upon the
and hitting
transport.
something. Yeah.
So that works on any vehicle as well. So if you wanted
Yes.
to guarantee a charge,
Yes.
a nice long charge, because 3d6 should be pretty healthy. So I've done that
Yeah,
a
that's-
few times with a Wartrike just to guarantee that he's in.
Yeah.
Because quite often I've been buffing him up with there's a couple of psychic powers that we'll get into to make him very much this beast in combat.
Yeah. That's fair. So my third one, my favourite one, is called Force Field Projectar.
Yes.
That was very British. So that is 3 command points, and you use a stratagem at the start of the battle round and select a big mech model from your army, and until the start of the next battle round, you increase the range of that model's custom force field to 18 inches, and you can only use this stratagem once per battle.
It's 3.
It is 3.
I'm not a huge fan of that.
But it's 18-inch range, mate. It's 36-inch radius plus the width of your base.
So
Removal of 5
if you're
plus bosses.
planning to be using a custom force field anyway, in a defensive manner, and you think you're going to go second,
Yeah.
rather than using the stratagem to give you a bit of a save, I've tried this where I put the big mech near enough in the middle of my army, so that then suddenly, because I built myself planning to, if I had to go second, that I'd have that. You've got a big blob of vehicles or boys. This big 18-inch bubble probably could cover most of your army.
Yeah.
Everything's safe for that first turn.
And then when you move up and you spread a bit, you can then charge this forwards. And then you can pop that, and then you've got another turn of it,
So
and then you go again.
it's good to be reactive as well. So situationally, that could be quite
Oh, yeah, yeah.
handy. I think.
The reason I don't like it that much is, I know, 5+ invulnerable save is great, but it's not that much different to a 6-up save. And I think if something's going to cut down your orcs, it's just going to be a lot of
A lot of
shots.
time you're not getting a 6+ save anyway. No. And all the way, and what this just effectively does is mean that 1 in 3 shots just bounces off you. So imagine you're killing 30 orcs, now you're killing 20. That's a big difference.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
No, it's fine. I'm not saying it's necessarily good. But
It very much
It's
depends
cool,
on how you're wanting to play. So
have you got a cool one you want to go for?
Well, I think a really good one. Well, I'm sure everyone knows about it. The teleporter.
Oof.
So you use it during deployment, and you set up an orc unit, any orc unit from your army with a power rating of 20 or less, and you can basically teleport it onto the table. So deep strike it.
Well, the funny part about this is you can do it on a transport.
Yeah, so you can do it on transport.
Can you get
anyone
a battle wagon
inside.
full of tank busters?
yes,
You
they
can.
clarified in the FAQ that this is just the vehicle as well.
What?
The
power level.
the power level.
So the power,
Oh, wow.
power level of the
It's
stratagem
only
is
the vehicle.
just
What
the vehicle.
power level is a stomper?
Too much, I think.
I want to say.
Can you
20
drop it into
I'm going to
someone's
say
face?
40.
I want to say
Please no.
20.
It probably
46.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
46?
Yeah, 46.
37? Alright.
All right.
So
Too many. That's sad. What if I buy multiple teleporters to fit my stomper on?
you can't do that, Tom. Sorry.
That's not
No.
great.
Because it's one unit per stratagem.
Sad. Just teleport
Yeah.
half a stomper down. Bang. Done. No
Ex-
problems.
So
Extra stick bombs is below that one.
Extra stick bombs
Yeah.
are great. I love extra stick bombs. So extra stick bombs is one command point and you use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select an orc infantry unit from your army, tank busters. Up to 10 models in that unit can fire a grenade in that unit instead of just one.
So if I'm just referring back to our 100-man orc blob, you could still use this on that to maximum
up to
efficiency.
10 models.
Up to 10 models.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you have, so your original 30 has 3 tank buster bombs, right? And then every 10 adds another tank buster bomb.
Yeah,
So by the time you got to 100, you can still fire 10.
also
Oh,
they
is
need, and
this-
they need to be within range as well.
Can
to
boys
use
get
it.
tank buster bombs?
They can
They
have
can.
one
Oh, that's cool. Per 10.
Is it one?
per
One
10.
per 10. I
It
think.
only
Per
lets
unit.
per unit, I think it is.
So therefore, after 7 turns, you can get 7 tank
Let me just
buster
double check
bombs.
that.
Ah, okay.
Because I'm relying on Battle Scribe, which isn't always right, I found.
No, it's not.
But it's free and amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
And I love you.
It's
for
better
amazing.
than nothing.
We've also gone past Mordaka, which I really want to cover.
Oh, yes.
So that is 2 command points, and you use this stratagem before an orc unit from your army shoots from a shooting phase. Until the end of the phase, that unit's Daka 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 ability triggers on unmodified hit rolls of 5 or 6 instead of just 6. So if you're using these on tank busters, 5 or 6 to hit, re-rolling, and every hit generates more shots, which are also re-rolling.
And if you do that first,
Mm-hmm.
then there's another stratagem where you can shoot again.
Mhm.
And that one specifically says till the end of the phase.
And you do it with more extra stick bombs as well.
Yeah.
So you've effectively got 20 D3 stick bombs, re-rolling to hit, and every hit generating more shots, also re-rolling to hit into someone's face.
Wow.
It's 1 in 10. So if you've got 30 boys, you've got 3 tank buster bombs.
I can't believe we're actually checking for this
Yeah.
100. Oh.
It's going to be a thing.
Well,
It's
just
going to be a thing,
30,
Tom.
You'd have 3 tank buster bombs, and then you'd have another 7 normal stick bombs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that's the only option you've got, and that might make the difference.
I mean, it still works pretty well for tank busters, just because
Because
you've
it's
got
the way it
20
dice
D3
as well.
rolling to hit. Yeah. And then you've got, do you want to do grot shields? Because that's important.
Grot shields.
Mm.
So grot shield. It's
Grot
one
shield.
one CP. Get this man a grot shield. Use this stratagem after a clan.
What was that?
That is, with the
Black Panther.
with the green face, it's making it even more awkward.
Yeah, we just...
Awkward.
Oh, that's twice now,
We're going to
John.
have Twitter on us soon.
Okay,
I've
so
already got Mark Wildman's already given some sass about you looking like you're in an old time movie, and apparently Rob's put his finger in a plug socket or something. But I think
wanna go
the
downstairs, check
haircut,
he's
as
okay.
Rob refers to it as, is
The
quite
haircut.
nice. I think I've had it shaved, especially.
Yeah, it's
for-
alright. I actually like it. It's good.
Yeah? It's cold outside.
Does someone want to go downstairs and check Rob's okay after sticking his finger in a plug socket?
I think it's
no,
more
he meant
this.
he meant the hair.
Okay. I
Joke
just
about
wouldn't
the
be
hair.
surprised.
It was a joke. Did
I
I need to
know.
put the humour sign up?
I know, it's fine. You do need to because that's something that could happen.
Yes, with a pair of scissors or something. It's not working.
Stick his fork in there.
Oh,
I need
jeez.
to fix it. Grot shield?
Get this man a grot shield.
Hey.
Use this stratagem when a clan infantry unit from your army, excluding units comprised entirely of Gretchen models, has been hit by a ranged attack. Until the end of the phase, you can roll a d6 each time a model from that unit loses a wound. If there is a friendly orc unit comprised of entirely clan Gretchen models within 6, and the Gretchen are closer to the attack that.
And they've clarified that
The
one
thing.
in the FAQ as well.
On a 2+, the Gretchen takes it. Yeah, so
Oh, so the Gretchen has to be in front now.
the Gretchen has to be within 6 of the unit, between the orcs
They
and
draw
the firer,
lines, they literally draw a line
So they're
through.
literally just
and
jumping
closer.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Operation Gretchen Shield.
Yeah. And just
Um,
like 30 Gretchens launch themselves in front of them.
But it's like a drone. So it's once you successfully have a wound,
It
wound,
immediately
it
happens
then
then.
does it then. So it's not done on the damage.
Yeah.
So if it's a damage 3 thing, it is
Yeah.
done. A wound roll has successfully been done. Ignores saves and everything. It's then done there.
Yeah,
So it
but-
could be a 3 damage thing. Hit 1 grot.
The difference is that the Grots don't have a 5+ feel no pain, whereas the drones do,
Yes.
which
But
is
it's
really
still,
obnoxious.
would you rather 1 grot dead or
6 wounds off a... I don't
killing
know.
a load of bikes or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
Something that is a
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah, that last cannon doesn't go through that little
I
rock.
think it's. Do you think Games Workshop wrote this stratagem to make people just buy more grots? Because I think it's really.
I mean,
it's.
so-
I feel it's quite essential to use in the army.
I live in Sheffield and we've got a store called War Games Emporium, which does a lot of second-hand stuff. And there's
Yeah.
like a drawer of old Gretchen that you can just go and
Is
buy.
there Gorkamorph
really?
in there?
Yeah, I think so. Is it the ones with the little guns?
No, they're the old. They are specifically from 2nd edition's starter set. The ones you're referring to. Oh, it's
Those ones, yeah.
These-
Oh, no,
these
ones on the
bad
left.
boys, Yeah.
Right, yeah, we don't have those. We have ones on the right. The ones on the plastic section, I have those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're,
Although a kid from my school
they're
went
the
and bought
Gretchen
one.
I've got for my orc army.
A kid from my school went and bought 40 of them, so...
Yeah.
Like, just because he wanted to.
Just because if there's
It's fair.
Gorkamorph grots.
I'll let you
So
know.
what you're saying, Tom, is that this stratagem is specifically been written by Games Workshop, so War Games Emporium in Sheffield.
Can sell lots
Can
of
sell
Gretchen
more Gretchen.
out of their Gretchen tab.
Okay.
Well, all of their stockists, including third-party ones, for the basic range, Gretchen are there.
Yeah, there you go.
Are they?
So
Yeah.
it's part of their top
of
100
their master
boxes.
plan.
Are those whether that's fictionally top 100 or what they think should be the top 100?
It is top 100 now, let's put it that way.
I've sold a few boxes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. To yourself.
yeah. So they've made Gretchen useful.
Shit, bastard.
Well, it's another good example where they've at least given a unit a function. Not
Yeah.
necessarily an auto
Yeah.
pick, but at least they've got something they can do,
Yeah, 100%.
which is nice to have. A
If
situation
only
where
the same could be said for Burner Boys.
Yeah, you can just do tank busters.
thoughts and
shit.
prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Do you want to do Hard Boys?
Ard
I
Boys.
want to talk about Looted afterwards.
You want to talk about Ard Boys?
You
It
can
might
talk
be worth,
about
do,
Hard Boys, I
it
want
might
to
be worth
talk
doing
about
Art
Looted.
Boys and Scar Boys at the same time.
Yeah,
because
we
they're
can do
kind
both
of
groups.
Yeah.
they're very
Makes
similar.
sense. Makes sense, yeah.
Okay. So Ard Boys, you basically select a boy unit. It's 2 command points, and they get a 5+ save instead of a 6+ save.
Okay.
But any
I think
mobbing up has to be
has
Scar
to be
Boys,
both
Scar Boys.
Ard-
You can
yeah,
do it multiple
Ard Boys,
times, but
Yeah. I think it could be all right if you combine it with the. There's another stratagem called Loot It, which is next to it.
Well,
So-
we need to talk about this one because it's in the FAQ. Can I just quickly do Scar Boys first? Just because it fits in.
Well, it fits in with the Ard Boys as well.
Okay, that's fine.
So when Loot
I
It
thought it was-
is when a vehicle dies within 3 of an Orc infantry unit, they can loot it. So they add their armor save by 1. So if you Ard Boys and then loot something, you can have a 4+ save for your unit.
So what a lot of people were talking about with the Loot It was using it on Meganobs. Because then you give them a 1+ save.
Yeah.
And then with Evil Sons, you give them a 0+ save.
Okay.
So effectively, even AP -2 still gives you a 2+ save, right? But now they've FAQ'd Loot It to effectively mean you can only do it to a maximum of 3+ save.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that
it works
sucks.
on the Ard Boys, but you can't do it on the Meganobs.
Oh.
So that's.
but you can
that's
also
the
like Storm Boys
yeah.
because that one specifically is infantry,
Mm.
Yeah.
whilst Ard Boys is only on boys.
Yeah, right. We then have Scar Boys, which is the Goth stratagem. That's 1 command point, so use it before the battle, so you can use it on multiple units. Select a unit of Goth Boys, which are not Ard Boys, and that unit gets a Scar Boys keyword and the strength characteristic of models in that unit is changed to 5. And then you can only mob up with other Scar Boys. So this may be the thing that actually makes people take Goths,
Yeah.
because it's really good into Knights, actually.
And they've already got their culture is the
Exploding 6s.
exploding 6s in combat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
exploding 6s in combat, then being base strength 5 with a
yeah,
chopper.
So you kill Knights now. 'cause you wouldn't
You're
know
doubling
it's
down on your strength 5
or
bonus.
a knob if he's got a big,
Big
chopper.
chopper?
Or, yeah.
It'd be 8 instead because it's +2. Or
Can
power
you
clause times 2.
Scar Boy Goth Boys?
So Goth boys,
knobs even.
and
sorry.
a knob would be the leader of the,
Oh, the
of
log,
the unit.
yeah.
So you'd have that one guy that's that little bit tankier as well.
Does he have a Goth boys key? Does he have a boys keyword? No.
I think so because it's
He should
part
do.
of.
If he's in
He's
a
like the
boys
sergeant.
unit, he should be
yeah.
fine. But do the knob units themselves have a boys keyword?
Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
I
They're
think
just
because
knobs, they're knobs.
they've got a
Yeah.
boss knob instead of a knob
Yeah.
leading them.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that's all good. We then have Wreckers, which is the last one I want to talk about, which is one of my favourites. So this is the Death Skull stratagem. So it's 2 command points, and you can use this stratagem at the start of any phase, select a Death Skulls unit from your army, and you can reroll wound rolls for attacks made by that unit with target enemy vehicle units until the end of the phase. So this is good on things that hit on 4s normally, right?
Mm.
So, I found a thing.
You found a
I
thing.
found a thing. Let me just get to the page.
Tell us the thing.
I know it doesn't work on him, but either way, it's cool. Stompers. You
Okay.
give your Stomper
Yep.
Wreckers. So what you end up doing is you fire in your Super Rocket, you fire in your Super Gatler, you fire in your Death Cannon, and all at different vehicles, and you're killing loads of vehicles.
Yeah.
Pulling
Sounds
the
great.
face, Tom.
I
You're
know you
making me
are.
pull the face.
I want to play with my Stomper.
So yeah, 2.
Yeah, I want to play with that one as well.
Not in the 1750 list.
No,
if you waited a turn to do the thing, Tom, you could use the mech workshop
Oh.
to get max shots on one of the weapons, right?
Woo!
So if you're shooting that,
So 18 shots with a Death Cannon, or 18 shots with a Super Gatler.
yeah,
Yay.
re-rolling all your wounds.
Yeah, dude. It's alright.
And what's the Death Skulls culture again? Is that the 6 up
And you
vulnerable?
get to reroll 1.
Reroll
to
one
hit,
of
to
one hit.
wound and
Once per
damage
turn.
roll.
Yeah.
Once per turn. And you get the 6+ invulnerable save as well. So it's alright. Although Evil Sons might be better just for that 2+ save Stomper lurking in the background.
And then there's one last one that I'm a big
Go
fan
for it.
of.
What do you like?
Is the Bad Moon stratagem showing off.
Oh, okay.
So use this stratagem immediately after resolving a shooting attack with Bad Moon's infantry.
Yep.
They can shoot all their weapons for a second time. Can be used
That's
once
why you
per
use it with
phase.
tank busters.
So you have tank busters in a truck
Yeah.
or a Chinook or something. Get them somewhere close. Fling a load of
Grenades.
Grenades,
That also
rockets.
explode on 5s.
or squig bombs.
So you use
If
free
you want
so you're using free stratagems, just to clarify. Using extra stick bombs, 1 command point.
Mm.
Mordaka, 2 command points. And using showing off another 2 command points. With 5 command points, you can roll 20 D3 shots. Strength 8, AP -2.
Flat 3 damage.
Flat 3 damage. Is it flat 3 damage? On
For the grenades,
Oh,
it's
for the
not.
grenades,
Grenades
oh,
is
no,
D3.
I was thinking grenades.
No,
Grenades is D3, the rockets are flat 3.
flat 3 for the rockets, yeah. The grenades are tank buster, bombs are D6.
Yeah.
And they're grenade D3 as well, so... And rockets are only assault 2?
We're assault 1.
Assault
Assault
1?
one.
Assault 1.
Yeah.
So, you're probably going to get more shots from the grenades as long as you're close enough. So
Yeah.
that's why it's good to put them into like a truck.
Yeah. Or just dropping them down in Chinook.
Now Chinooks are more expensive than trucks,
Doesn't matter.
but they have the deep strike and
Yeah.
flying. But
Yeah.
Deep strike it, jump out, loot the Chinook for
the
an
deep
extra armor
striking,
save.
you're then 9 inches away, and the
Yeah,
grenades,
so you tank it for a turn. It's
and the
fine.
grenades are 6
You
inches.
tank it for a turn, but have to deal with like 90 boys in the face. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It'll be all right.
I've lost a lot of men, but boys. Orcs.
You've lost a lot of boys.
Many
But I've
lives
still
were
got
Doing
my-
these sort of
lost.
things of waiting.
I've still got my
Orcs never
tank
wait.
busters.
They never wait.
No.
What about looters?
You can do it with
Showing
looters.
off? Showing off,
Yeah.
good for looters?
Yeah.
So the looters' guns are quite good as well because they're. You roll
Death
a
guns,
D3
Death
for
guns.
how many shots for the unit as well.
Yeah, so you roll D3 and then it's
Mm.
fine. That's never changed. Actually.
But if you're, for example, you were, can you do that with the Death Skulls reroll? Would that let you do the number of shots?
No,
that
they're
not the
not
options,
the
was it?
chapter tactic, no. Because it's
Re-
specifically
reroll, single damage roll, hit roll.
Hit
so
wound or damage.
you couldn't do the reroll on that because that can sometimes be like if you get a 1.
But you just got to save your command point reroll for that.
True enough. And those are not bad because they're 7 -1 AP and then flat 2 damage. And flat 2 damage isn't bad against something like, say, Primaris Marines, which competitive you don't see lots of them comparative to Scouts.
Yeah.
But still, it's something that you probably do have to plan for.
I think you're going to be shooting them at vehicles mostly anyway, so damage
That's one of
is
the
always
few
good
bits
against
of-
that.
One thing you touched on as well, Tom, was the Mech Boy Workshop.
yeah.
That's one of the new
I like
models as well.
I
When you
can't
said
take
about-
credit for that one. Yeah.
I touched it.
Yeah.
One thing that
He
surprised me
touched
about
the
that is all the pictures tend to show it's just that workshop piece,
Yeah.
but the terrain from Speed Freaks
Yeah.
is in the box as well.
Okay.
So all that lovely
You get
scrap
lots of
stuff on the
terrain.
walls, which was a pleasant surprise. So it's not quite as unreasonably priced, I found now. 'cause
Oh,
there's
how much
actually
is it?
It's like 25 quid.
That's still alright.
It's a nice kit.
And
but
I've been using a lot of those Speed Freaks walls and stuff.
Yes,
the,
they're
the
great
old
for-
resin ones.
they're good for kill team, I
Well, I've
found.
not even been using those. I've been using as basing for my new army. Looks really good. I'm stomping all over it. It's good.
Ooh, tasty.
It
Yeah.
is tasty. See, I do hobby now.
Blood and Glory's changed him.
Look at his face.
It's changed
Tom
him.
does hobby.
Tom does hobby. Beware.
It's 'cause he was conditioned by that
Oh
painting
god, someone's walking on my
scores.
grave.
Hey,
Is it still
gotta
Eldar?
try.
Is
I'm
it
like
El-
a-
it's Eldar though, right?
I'm like, no, it's not Eldar.
So it's not even Tosser hobby.
It might be Xenos, but it's not Eldar.
Are you keeping it secret?
I'm not.
I know what it is.
Before we started.
I don't remember. I was too busy staring at this book, the best book that has ever existed.
Okay. I mean, Chaos 3.5 was pretty good.
This is why I'm here.
I know it is.
Oh dear.
Alright, shall we get onto the psychic powers?
I want to talk about one last stratagem,
Oh no!
just
No.
because it's one of my favourites, purely based on the name, and it's long, uncontrolled bursts.
Ooh, I've tried this.
So you use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select an Ork vehicle unit from your army that can fly until the end of the phase. Add 1 to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by that unit. That target enemy units that can fly.
So you use this on tractor cannon?
No, you
No,
have
use
to.
it on
You
the-
have to be able
so
an
use
Ork
it-
vehicle that can fly.
So imagine
So
you've
it's a
got
plane,
a
basically.
Wasbomb blaster jet.
Yep.
Underneath it's got the smasher gun, which is +1 to hit if you choose a target. And it's that target, so you then have that on top of it. It's going to be hitting quite well.
Yeah.
It'll be on a 5, down to 4. Stays on a 4.
A lot of them
It's
have grot
heavy.
gunners, don't they?
Oh yeah, that's a good.
A lot of the
point.
planes have grot gunners, so they have +1 to hit. So you get
that one up.
+2
That's-
to
that's
hit.
important. Getting that one right.
So you might be hitting on 3s.
So it hits. It's ballistic skill of 5, but the smasher gun is mech brain stuff. It's +1 because of the mech brain, so you go down to a 4. But it's heavy, but doesn't suffer from. Does it suffer from the heavy stuff? Yeah, it does.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it beats counteract that it's
4s.
heavy,
So
But
before
still
4s with all. Yeah.
which is 50-50, I suppose.
Yeah.
Shall we go through?
I
Our,
just think it's great
Ignores
'cause of the
heavy,
name.
apparently.
shall we go through the best psychic powers?
Oh yes.
So I've got 3 I want to talk to about, which are Warpath, Da Jump, and Fists of Gork.
So the 3 that I have picked in all my games.
There you
You're
go.
quite right there.
Is that because they're da best?
Da best.
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
Edbanger.
I kind of want
Has
to.
anyone used Edbanger ever?
It looks awful.
I've never used it. It was one of the
the reason
index
for
ones.
this is it's.
I think it'd be great against Eldar.
Yeah, but it has a cast value of 8, and you have to pick the closest enemy model.
Oh yeah, it's close.
And if you're in a tournament environment,
yeah, that
the
sounds really
the
shit.
average isn't going to be toughness 3 in my mind. It's going to be toughness 4 minimum. For just
Yeah,
foot
shit.
And
troops.
anything
If-
with 7 to 3 is not going to be a close enemy model.
And
if
you
it
want to
wasn't-
do just boom to hurt something and slay it, you're not wanting to be on a single wound space marine. You want it to be like a dreadnought or
Anything,
a tank or something
yeah.
big.
Unless you're de-jumping this and then trying to snipe off a character on the side. Maybe like a warlock
But then
or
you
something with
could
toughness
just
3.
smite them.
Exactly.
Smite's probably a bit easier
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is.
You might as well just
Smite's
smite.
going to do
That's
way more
more
damage than
manifest
Edbag
Well,
does.
for this you need to get a cast value of 8, which is above average anyway. Like, I'm struggling getting an 8 for my Soul Burst, and that's something off from Command Reroll, and something that I get a +1 to cast. And then you've got to beat the toughness characteristic, not match it, beat it.
Yes.
So it's
If
just-
it was, I would like it if it wasn't the close. If you could pick a model.
I still wouldn't like it because it's too hard to cast.
I think it's fine as long as you could pick the model you choose. I think it'd be fine. But
It's one I've never used because I think I tried it once and went okay. The
This
things
is
I want to
wank.
hit was toughness 7 dreadnoughts.
So I'm going to talk about Warpath, which has a cast value of 7,
Love it.
which is still a bit pricey for my taste.
Ooh. Skip Drive has subscribed via Twitch Prime for
Woo!
7 months on the trot.
Thank you, Skip Drive. What a
Yeah.
all right.
excellent. So, Warpath, cast value of 7. Select a friendly Orc unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. About 100 boy unit. Increase the unit's attack characteristic by 1 until your next psychic phase. So now you have 4 attacks each. 400 attacks.
5 if there's more than 20 of them.
No, it's 1 attack base, isn't it?
1 attack
Two
base.
attack base.
2 attack base.
2 attack base. Oh, of course.
3 for
Chopper.
chopper.
1 for
Warpath
extra
and
size,
extra
and 5,
five.
yeah.
Trust
I
me.
was getting it wrong. I thought it was 1 base and then +1 for the 20.
5.
So that 100-man boy blob, 500 attacks.
Plus 1,000 attacks.
Anything more than 20.
Wow.
That's alright. I mean,
And
we're
then
not going to have
for every
use-
10 orc models within whatever the radius is, I always forget the
10.
ones.
I think it's
10
10
or
within,
6.
for every 10 within 10.
Within 10.
Within 10.
Boom.
So if you've got 30 orc boys next to you that are about to try to hurl or something, or
You say.
do the power 2,
Yeah.
that's on a +3. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
capped at a +3.
Oh, that's why you've got a modifier.
I think that's why a lot of the orc powers are quite high, maybe. Like, you're looking at them, Tom, and you're thinking
I'm
8,
thinking
8's
They're
quite
hard to
high.
hit. They're hard
Sorry?
to pull off, but you've got
Yeah.
that buff. And before it was capped, so before the codex, I was constantly finding that my weird boys would go pop. And they take D3 mortal wounds, they'd be on 1 wound. So then, as a result, I have a pain boy sat next to them. So then that's another 60 points just sat there, or 65, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
just doing something just to babysit them. And it feels narrative, because you should have weird boys with people looking after them, because they're idiots.
Because they're weird.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Remember the big one? Do you want to do the big one?
So Warpath, there's another trick you can do with that as well.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
Deathcopters have, let me get their stats up. They have base attack of 2,
Yeah.
but when you're in combat using their spinning blades, you make D3 hit rolls for each of those attacks. If you cast Warpath on them, that means you've got 3D3 per Deathcopter. So if you're in front of a normal infantry unit with those, you're just smashing through them. It's not got any AP,
yeah.
but it's strength 5, no AP, flat 1 damage. So against
Yeah.
infantry, so if there's a big blob of guard,
So how many attacks would you get max? Sorry, you got.
so you'd have 3D3,
3
So
per
there's 9
blob.
attacks.
and then you can have up to 5.
Oh, okay.
So
Maybe.
that can serve a purpose. I've tried it. Against Primaris Marines, it's not so great, because a lot of my games
Marines
recently
have to be good against something,
or
right?
the one that really they struggled on was Death Guard, because funny
Yeah,
enough,
the one that
Yeah.
New Orcs do struggle against them, because when
Is
you
there
do
any, is there any rend on their attacks?
no,
The Death Captors have rockets, don't they?
they do, but that's an upgrade. By base,
Yeah, you
they have
can
twin
have-
big shooters, which are Assault 6.
Yeah.
So they are, I think,
Strength 5 AP
35
damage
points without the rockets.
I think
Per
they're
model.
40. They were about 40
It was
with your
something.
weapon.
They're quite
Yeah.
well priced
So
now,
that's 200 points for 5.
and you get fly keyword, and they scout ahead, so
No.
they can you can get them there if you wanted to.
Yeah, but they don't really do much when we get there, I don't think. Unless, like, if you're hitting a horde, then we're going to have far too many models for you to deal with it, I guess. But
But it's something I've tried, and
It would be hilarious,
can
though.
work.
oh yeah, it would
Yeah,
be fun.
it can
Be
work. 'cause
hilarious,
You're
and that's
doing
what
that,
orcs
then
are
you've got a
about.
big blob of bikes and a big blob of orcs, and they don't know what to focus on, perhaps, because
We don't know what the Death Copters do.
a lot of people, because they don't see them, they see them
I know,
as a
yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
So I had my weird Wasbon Blaster Jet surrounded by 10 of them. So 2 units of 5.
That does sound cool.
It went
though,
across
just
the
flying
table
across
at him.
with your copters in your plane.
Flew into Mortarion and didn't do much, but
You
I
hit
gave it a
him.
go.
Yeah.
Was it hilarious, though?
It was hilarious, yeah. It was great
Well, there you
fun.
go. Well, there you go.
It was hard work, but
There you
it was
go.
good fun.
Who wants to do the jump?
The jump. So this is a staple
jump.
for Orc players that have ever played in 8th edition. That's so it's a charge value of 7. If manifested, select a friendly Orc infantry unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. Remove them from the battlefield and set them up anywhere more than 9 inches away from the enemy. They count as moving for the purpose of things like guns. And they have clarified that this is a redeploy, not a deep strike. So you can do it turn 1.
Do someone. I like, obviously it's a fantastic power, it's really, really good. The one thing I don't necessarily like about it is that I think it is a bit too good, that it's basically no Orc player is ever going to not take it and not do it all the time. So I feel like it's kind of, I feel like you're almost shoehorned a little bit into using the jump every game, and that's just how Orcs play now.
Well, you don't necessarily need it as much if you're not taking blobs of Orc boys.
Yeah, maybe.
It's less of a priority, because do you need to bring any other infantry models that close to them that quickly if they're not in a truck? Or Storm Boys can have their own deep strike now rather than being in that situation. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think at least early turns you're going to be using it.
So you might use it, but you won't use it every turn and rely on trying to use it every turn. Because you've got other tricks you can do now, whilst before it was very much I've got to do the jump. I've got to take 90 boys minimum.
Yeah.
I've got to take some mech guns if I want to actually be able to shoot something. There's a lot of there's less of this whole, I have to take these units now. At least that's the impression I'm getting so far.
Yeah.
It might settle down and be a little bit more defined, but you never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Chapter Proof might change it again.
So let's change Deep Striking early again. Woohoo!
Yay.
Why not? Sounds good. Then we've just got, I'm trying to scroll across, but for some reason my old iPad isn't going for it. Fists of Gork. Oh yeah.
This is a good one, I like that.
So Fist of Gork has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select a friendly Orc character model that is visible to and within 12 inches of the Psychic, and you add +2 to that model's strength and attacks until the start of your next Psychic phase. Gasgul!
Yes. Or
Yeah.
even the War Trike. Suddenly you got 7 attacks with that nasty claw that re-rolls wounds.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like the
Why
fact
not?
that it can be
And
all
it
wounds.
shreds stuff.
Yeah.
I've done it. It was nice.
So that would put Gasgul up to, when I can get to him, it put him up to 7 attacks.
8 when he charges.
Strength 14. Yeah, 8 when he charges.
8 when he charges.
Yeah. Strength 14, AP -3, damage free.
Hmm.
Big ouch. And then he's got Goth as well. He's a Goth as well.
So exploding 6s on
Exploding 6 in
attacks.
combat as well. Yeah. Spicy.
Can you make him attack again? Or is that...
If he dies.
Yeah.
You can get stuck in, lads, because he's the Orc.
Yeah, 'cause he's
Oh,
a Goth,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can use the
But it's
strategy.
just,
You
it's
can
not
make
even
him attack
Goth,
3
just
times.
getting stuck, get stuck in, lads.
Mm.
Yeah.
So is the fight twice only a Goth thing?
No, that's just everyone.
Oh, that's just anyone.
Orc stratagem.
Yeah.
The Goth stratagem, Scar Boys.
Yeah, that's it.
So they've each
Yeah.
got
You
their own
can't make him a
stratagem.
Scarboy because he's not
Yeah.
a boy. He is most definitely a war boss.
Yeah, but it's infantry. It's Orc infantry, which is
Yeah.
nice. So,
He is infantry, so he can do that.
which is surprising. I was half expecting him to be monster,
A monster, yeah.
Or something.
Like Gulliman.
like
yeah.
Gilliman, but he's
Yeah.
not quite on the same tier just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not until that Doc has experimented on them Primaris Marines.
Well, he seems to be glowing with psychic energy out of his eyes somewhere in the narrative.
Oh, really?
So he's very much
He's on his
he's
way.
roided up. Is the impression I got. So
Ah,
it feels like
Yeah.
he's not in this book, but I have a funny
Eventually.
feeling there'll be like Armageddon was in 3rd edition.
Yeah.
They'll do an event or a book or Gathering Storm stuff.
He'll probably get a new data slate, won't he?
mean,
he'll get new rules, won't
In
he?
addition to that, Gasgul does have the twin big shooter, so he's got a couple of shots in there, but his main things are he's got a 4+ vulnerable save for being the Prophets of Gork and Rock, and he has a special rule called the Great War, so friendly Orc units within 6 inches of Gasgul at the start of a charge phase can charge even if they advance, and in addition they get an additional +1 to the attacks of models that they charge.
So
now
you
they've got
war
600
pass.
attacks.
So you give
Wow.
him war pass, give them that, and what was the other thing you can do? So you give him the psychic buff, and then
The Fist of Gork.
Fist of Gork
So
on
you've
him.
got the
Yeah.
100 boy unit, 2 attacks each base, 3 attacks because of having those models, 4 attacks because
Chopper.
of the Chopper, 5 attacks because of the Warpath, 6 attacks because of Gasgul.
Yeah.
600 attacks, fighting again.
Fighting twice. Maybe if they're Goths as well, every 6 is an extra hit as well.
It's an extra shot. It's an extra attack.
Extra
roll.
hit
But Goths the
Hit roll. Not
Yeah.
hit. Yeah.
hit roll, yeah.
to hit in combat.
Yeah.
Whack.
We didn't mention Da Crunch psychic power. So
Yeah,
let's
this
get
is-
back to that.
I've tried it. It's
I
all
like
right.
it.
It's a
good if you're
better
taking
version of
on-
Edbanger in my mind
Yes.
because it plays that whole numbers game piece.
Well,
yeah,
it's good
if
as a
you,
horde,
yes,
kind of like
yeah,
the
that's,
Tesseract bolts.
yeah, exactly. Yes, it's good for just taking the hordes. Not that orcs necessarily have great difficulty dealing with hordes with all the boys you'll have,
Funny
particularly
enough,
having
I
100 boys
don't
in someone's
see many
face.
horde armies with my orcs.
Which is
No?
really
I'm
well. many
normally the
people
guy
don't
with the
finish
horde,
games.
that's the
yeah,
thing, it's just I
you
never
wouldn't
see-
finish games if they paired you into hordes. That's
One of my local guys plays Tau, and we get to turn 2 every time.
How many Fire Warriors does he have?
Not that many, and he doesn't tend to move them. He's just,
How about that?
he's just that slow.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some
I thought
players
you
are that
meant.
slow.
Oh, he has 100 Fire
Have you
Warriors.
tried punching him?
He's really nice though, and he's one of my customers. So
Wow.
I have to.
Doesn't matter.
I did sell him a Tide Wall. He chose to. I didn't try
Really?
to sell it to him. So I've got to be nice to him because he has bought some very bad
Okay.
models from
Oh,
me.
okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Sell him a Tiger Shark.
Fair enough.
Oh no! So we didn't go through what the crunch actually does either. So that's a charge value of 8. Manifested. Select an enemy unit within 18 of the Psyker. Roll a d6 for each model in the unit. For each roll of 6, that enemy suffers 1 mortal wound. Then roll a 2d6 on a 10+, a d6 once more for each model in that unit. So
Yeah.
potentially, you could, especially if say a unit of 30 boys, you're going up against orcs.
Yeah.
Mm.
1 in 6 of those could die, and then maybe more again. And so it's all right, but it's very
I think it's alright.
swingy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, and then I think that's pretty much it for slate powers, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't talk about Raw and
We can
Morg.
go into the HQ. We can go into the HQs, and basically most of the Warboss type characters, so Ghazghkull or Warboss, have a rule called either the boss is watching, which is Ghazghkull's, or break-in Eds, and that is where you can effectively whack a unit, cause D3 mortal wounds to it, but they also pass their morale.
Yeah.
Ghazghkulls can be used on any clan, whereas Warbosses have to be used on their own clan only. So that's the alright one.
And the Warboss also has Warg.
Yeah.
War friendly. So friendly clan infantry within 6 at the start of the charge phase can charge even if they advance.
Yeah, and it doesn't require you to scream down the hall.
No, you don't actually have to shout War.
Please don't.
But we really enjoy doing it, just because it triggers you Eldar players.
Well, for the first couple of rounds, it's fine. When you get to round 6, it's kind of just like, oh, there's another.
My
few
first
hundred
experience of Warhammer World,
Yeah.
I actually had a guy come over to me after my first game and went, "Was that your war earlier?" And he congratulated me because he was another Orc player. I found it really, this was a surreal experience.
was
Did you hug?
This was 2 Aprils ago when I came up for my first time.
Oh, there you go.
Just playing casual game, this guy comes over and congratulates me and shakes my hand. I'm like,
On a good war.
I was like,
Good war, sir. Good war.
Humbly.
Well played.
Tips Fedora.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
There are some
Alright.
standards.
Then we've got,
So what? It's just the War ability. Fantastic with the Evil Sons, right?
yeah,
You run in 7 inches.
and then you're advancing.
Advancing D6 plus 1 and then charging plus 1.
Yes. So it's
So
the
14.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
and that's
I'm in
all
real
infantry.
Yeah.
So potentially,
Clan infantry, so it has
Yeah,
to be
clan
the same.
infantry,
yeah,
so,
clan.
yeah.
But,
Mm.
then we have my favourite HQ in the game. It's the Big Mech with a shock attack gun.
Alright.
I remember back in the day when
You mean-
this used to be.
Yeah, I remember these.
You'd roll 2 dice, and if you roll a double, it had an effect.
all right. Let me get the rules up for you. 'Cause
So
Wasn't it
you're
like a
asking-
random table for
I've
it?
got the
there
table
was.
here right in front of
You
me.
could literally roll. No, this was the 5th edition book that I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the
This one.
original version, mate.
So you could
We don't mess
teleport
around here.
your Big Mech into combat by accident.
Mm. Yeah, that was
You
fun.
could kill your own mech.
Oh.
You could also remove everything in a big blast, though, which is pretty good.
Wasn't it like, yeah, it was like a strength 10 pie plate.
It was 2d6 pie plate. And then if you rolled a double, it had a special effect.
Oh gosh, an Ogren mob. I forgot about that.
There you go.
So,
Have you got the shock attack gun there?
I can't find it.
And also,
Well, should we do the current version
Yeah,
while
well,
John's
carry
looking
on.
for
so
that?
it's just the shock attack gun is 60-inch range, heavy d6, strength 2d6, AP minus 5 because that's necessary,
Wow.
damage d6, and before firing this weapon, roll once to determine the strength of all its shots. So you roll 2d6 or strength of all the shots. If the result is 11 plus I'm missing this up today.
Each successful hit.
Sean Connery. Each successful hit inflicts D3 mortal wounds on the target in addition to any normal damage. Also, this is the cheapest HQ choice in the book. At 55 points.
55 points. Is that including the weapon?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
55 points. So 55 points, you unlock that second HQ choice, so you can get a battalion or something if you want. And you get a long-range weapon, so you're not just there for the CP, you're there and you can actually do something.
So you could get battalion for 200 points.
Yeah, which unfortunately isn't... You can't fit that in with 2 stompers.
Oh,
I have tried.
that's a shame.
So that's 110 points for the 2 Big Mechs, and then
Yeah.
90 points for the
3 units,
squads of
10
grots.
grots, yeah.
So that's 200 points. You can't fit it in with the...
And where are you going to buy your
2
grots from? War Games Emporium?
Or what's the name of your store?
Hamlin's Toys in Berkhamsted.
Hamlin's
There we go.
Toys.
There you go.
I have no soul. I'll sell anything.
Including... Never mind.
No, we're not going to. It's a toy shop.
That's,
I bet what
that's
kind of
after
toys.
hours.
Oh dear goodness.
So the Big Mech does have a grot oiler.
I bet he does.
Once per battle, he can be oiled up by the grot when assisting in making repairs. So he's all greasy for when he's making his repairs.
Greasy man.
If he does so, the model being repaired, so he also gains an additional wound.
It's 'cause he's got an oil squig.
Lube him up.
But when rolling to wound this unit, use the Big Mech's toughness. Yeah, use the Big Mech's toughness, not the grot. So once per game, he can be oiled up by a grot and heals a wound. It's pretty
Wait,
weird.
you heal the mech with the oily, but...
Yeah.
Oh, that's dreadful.
Oh no!
No,
Oh
it's the
no!
repaired vehicle.
Oh no! Yeah. Sorry, I got that.
You lube me
I
up.
got that wrong.
You're my grot oiler, so lube me up, grot oiler.
I got confused. My mental
very
image confused me there.
Gives the mech a rub down and heals him some wounds. Well, fair enough,
That's
mate.
just where my mind went.
Sorry,
So
I'm
the
a
shock
bad
attack
influence.
gun isn't as exciting as it has been in previous editions.
No, because there isn't like a climax to
No.
So, because the original version of it, I've got it in
Yeah.
front of me now.
Alright.
Yeah.
It has charts for the damage, the gun chart based on shooting.
Mm.
So, for example, against dreadnoughts, robots, wraithguard, and terminators, on a 6, the snotling is actually trapped inside the suit and shreds the occupant.
Yeah, because isn't the fluff behind it that it teleports a grot
Yeah,
somewhere?
so basically, in this, it was
Shoots
snotlings. You used to
grots.
have bases of snotlings to use as your ammunition, and it would teleport them. Now it's just grots.
So the
because
model is
snotlings
literally
spare users.
hoovering up a grot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is great, but in reality, you're shooting heavy D6 shots, so you're averaging on 3, if you're lucky. Hitting on 5s if you haven't moved.
I think they're good in. I think they're great in the what is it? The blue ones. What are the
Death
blue
Skulls.
ones? Death Skulls. Because then you've got that.
Nice
Because
name.
you get you get to use that
You got a reroll to wound against
hit,
vehicles.
wound, or damage roll. You get a reroll on that for
You
free.
need to be able to also hit the things in the first place, which is a problem.
BS5. What's the problem?
I don't know. The grot oiler's BS4. Can you get the grot oiler to fire it?
No, because he doesn't
No.
have. He does have a stat line, but no, he can't because he's not armed with it.
That's
He's
sad.
accompanied by the grot oiler, who is. A
He's
token
busy.
with a
He's
stat
busy
line.
oiling up the big mech anyway. So he's
You
not
need to
shooting.
model
He's
your
not shooting
flights,
any
though.
Or
weapons.
down the back
You need
of
to
it.
oil. You need to do an oiling up. So it'd be like the greased up goblin, but for 40k.
What a mission!
Oh, that mission. I had to build
Say
a.
OS again.
Good
Yeah, I
mission.
had to build. There's the map for it, of how the thing moves.
It's weird.
Everyone will see how beautiful the map is, but no, never again.
Well,
Never
never mind.
again.
So then we got the only other Big Mech is now the Big Mech in Mega Armor. So they've taken away the non-Mega Armor version because they don't produce a figure for it anymore. So you've got the option of him with a custom Mega Blaster
Yep. Which you're not taking.
and a Power Claw,
Which you're
or a
not
Kill
taking.
Claw,
Yep.
or a Teleport Blaster,
No.
which they're all right,
No,
but
it's
they
bloody
are
not.
kind of you're not going to bother with them.
It's
like,
so bad, it's 12-inch range.
12 inches, whilst at least the one on the WASBomb's better
It's garbage.
range, but still,
Don't touch it.
no. You're not really going to be using these for shooting anyway.
No, you're going to be using them to be buffing
be a
up your
bubble,
orcs
exactly.
with a custom force field, which you can also take.
Personally, I would take it with one of just any other shooty weapon, so
Also,
a combi weapon.
I would just take
Just
the
the cheapest.
cheapest shooting
Yeah.
weapon you can get.
So it's probably
a slugger
probably
or a shooter.
or a shooter. I think
And
it's
then you
a
take a KFF.
yeah.
You also get an oily grot with this as well.
Yes.
The most
He's
important.
been
It's a
oiled up.
lovely model that does come as part of the kit.
You're going to have fun drawing some artwork of just a grot oiling.
It's going to be War Boss. No, Big Mech Nikos.
Being
Building all
oiled
his
up.
terrain, being
Being
oiled
oiled
up
up.
by a grot.
There you go.
It'd be like in that cartoon Biker Mice from Mars. There was a character that was always
there?
covered in motor oil. Big, ugly guy that looked like Desperate Dan. It was gross.
Is he the guy
dripping
is
with
he,
oil?
Is he the Australian guy?
No, it's big.
This-
Desperate
that's
Dan.
bad.
No, he's downstairs, but we don't talk about him. He's actually walking on the ceiling because
Yeah.
he's always upside down.
No, he's in Warhammer World, so he's walking on the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shh. That's how we get all this.
Stop playing Necromunda so loud.
We can do a play AOS skirmish. Again. Not again.
So,
It's also worth mentioning these mechs can heal vehicles. So at the end of your movement phase, those models can repair a friendly clan vehicle model within 3 inches, and that model gets regains D3 lost wounds. So the way the custom force field works as well, because it's important, units that are wholly within 9 inches gain a 5+ vulnerable save. If
Yep.
you're embarked on a transport, that transport gets 5+
Yep.
vulnerable save,
It's
but you don't measure
wholly-
outside of it.
but if you're not in a transport, it's wholly within. So you
Yes.
have to be within the 9-inch bubble.
The entire unit, yeah.
Wholly within.
Every base.
So every base has to be
model-
within 9.
within-
Every
9.
model in the unit has to be.
Within 9.
Yeah, so it's not like the entire unit must be completely...
It's not like an Age of Sigmar where there's
Yeah.
some slight uncertainties.
Well, there is some weird things with 40k as well. For example, there's the marking transport, so the unit must be completely within. So
But if it's
Therefore-
in,
yeah,
it's
so every model in the unit must be within that
And it
distance.
is,
Whereas
but
this isn't that. It's every base has to be entirely within.
because wholly within. 'Cause
Yeah,
within.
the unit has to be wholly
If
within.
it was just within,
Yeah.
it would be it could stick out a bit. But wholly
Yeah.
within suggests, or at least they've implied
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that's the difference. It's
I never assume a Tenton anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much for the big mechs. We've got
That's
the
the big
wave boys
mech.
as well. We've been through those pretty
Yep.
much.
Yeah, we
They
know
are
what Red Boys
surprisingly
do.
alright in combat if they're forced into it.
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah,
also
3
get the plus-
attacks. Yeah.
They get the +1 to psychic tests for every 10 orc models within. Sorry, 10 inches?
Within sneeze.
I'm in sneeze. Sorry, I'm being oiled up by.
Within
aggression.
Snotling.
Yeah. You've got the name character, you've got Boss Necrot, who's the commando one. He has all kinds of stuff. He's not very durable at all. He walks on the side of the board with his AP -1 damage to strength to use a weapon, and then kills the screen and then dies. You can try and lock him down, but you'll need commanders in as well, and then you're spending a lot of points to do that. You've got Boss Zagstruck as well. Boss Zagstruck was always fun, because he used to drop down and then instantly charge, but he'd take wounds for it.
With power claws for feet.
Like power claws for feet. Then he has a 5+ DPR, as well as that. And then he can automatically advance 6 inches. He is also a Goth though, so you can't use that stratagem. In fact, no, you can. You can advance a charge of war, right? Can't you?
Mm.
Yeah,
So
it's
he
friendly
Can, yeah.
orc.
So he can move 18 inches and then charge.
It's
As long as he's got a
So
boss nearby.
It's a
war
war
boss.
boss. Is clans. It has to be clan specific.
Yeah.
But
So,
Gazgul's
if
just
you
orc.
if you automatically, so you'd either need a Goth war boss or you need Gaskel. So if you automatically advance 6, you roll a d6 at the end of the phase, and on the roll of a 1, you take a mortal wound, which you then get a 5+ DPR against because he's got a sideboard body.
Yeah.
So it's not really that much of a risk, really. It's not that big of
No.
a deal. So because if he gets shot at, he's probably going to die anyway. He's only got a 4+.
But he's
armor
not
save
going to be on his
plus 4.
own potentially.
Yeah, exactly. So losing 1 wound isn't a big deal. Losing all your wounds, because if he gets killed, he's going to lose all these wounds in one go anyway. So it's no real big deal. He automatically pass morale checks for Storm Boys, Goth Storm Boys, while within 6 inches of Boss Zagstruck as well. And then, as you mentioned, he's got Davulch's Claws, which are power claws for feet. So he's strength 8, AP -3, damage D3, and you can make no more than 3 attacks with these weapons. So you have to use 3 attacks with Davulch's Claws, and then 3 attacks with that chopper, and then you get +1 attack for the chopper. So 4 attacks chopper, 3 attacks claws. He's also got something called Blitz Missiles, which are 18-inch range, assault 1, strength 6, AP -1, damage D3, which I don't know where they come from. But...
They're on his jetpack.
Oh, love it.
It's like it's like the Boba Fett missile.
Oh, right, okay. Just less accurate.
Way less accurate.
And then you've also got the Death Killer Water Rage.
The new toy.
Yeah.
Which I quite like.
Are you in love with it?
I've in 3rd edition my orc army was all Gorka Walker trucks,
Yeah.
bikes, buggies, with all the trucks filled with boys. Wasn't particularly competitive because I was a 15-year-old kid. And it was just fun.
Mm.
So being able to try to do that again, and obviously the only HQ choice you used to have that felt narratively strong was a war boss on a bike,
Yeah.
and they were all right, but very easy to die. And then you obviously had Zardsnot, the Forge World option, but that was the only physical model that was in production. So this is nice that there's a nice kit for it as well. But
Nice plastic one.
the rules for it is surprisingly all right. I was quite surprised at first when I saw it on paper. I went, all the ranges are quite short.
Yeah.
But if they're not close to stuff, you're not using it right.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be Evil Sons, potentially. If you're playing
Yeah.
Evil Sons, he'd be getting an extra 2 inches for Speed Freaks.
Yeah,
Should
on
be
his
moving
move.
16 inches, then advancing. Then because
I
of
mean, it's
him...
+2 to his advance well, right?
Yes, because of the Evil Sons thing, yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
because of his
so 8
Speed
inches,
War,
yeah,
they
24.
can advance and then charge.
So you've got a 24-inch move with the
Yeah.
advance.
Shoot without penalty because they're assault.
-1 for advance.
-1, so 6s, which is not a big deal. And they're exploding 6s, but...
Yep.
And
I'm exploding to extra shots rather than extra hits.
Yes.
So it does make a difference there. It's not like Tesla. But
It's not so bad. But
Yeah.
I was quite surprised. So it's got a few options that orcs don't often have. So the burner has 2 options for it, which I thought was quite different.
Yeah,
so the killer jet itself has got a generic sort of almost a flame weapon. So it's an auto hit,
heavy
assault
flamer.
D6. So it's pretty solid. It's nice to have a bit of AP thrown in, but then the cutter is very nice because if you're in half range, so 4 inches away, so if you've gone right in to guarantee a charge. Oh yeah, so there's no -1 for Evil Sun's shooting assault weapons. That's the other big thing.
Yeah.
Which is why you may as well just go ham. If you're Evil Sun, you're just
charge,
going to go
you just
boom.
need a way to get a war boss over there, so you could even use the jump on a war boss to lob it forward.
Well, he does it.
Oh, does he?
He's basically a
he's got
mounted
speed
war boss.
war. Oh,
so
okay,
it's
there you
for everything that's vehicle, biker and vehicle units. So not just bikes.
That's pretty
that
good.
That means Deathcopters, trucks. Is
Stomper?
Stomper's
definitely going to be a vehicle, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Stomper's vehicle,
so, not that you'd probably want to or have to, but you can.
If you want, yeah.
Apparently, Hook and Pin's asking Nikos, why are you Ork green? Specifically Ork with a C, so she's obviously very keen on the first stage too.
Just because in tribute for the Ork Codex. I've done green face for the Codex review.
He's wearing white gloves.
It's fine.
Have you got white gloves on as well?
No. Slightly yellow.
Al Jolson style.
Because I've tried to rub some of it off.
It's best from a grot oiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was oiled up by a grot earlier.
No.
No.
The grot fuel mixer grot.
The grot was doing that.
And then the surprising one for me was the claw isn't just a melee weapon. So it's got an 8-inch assault 1, straight
Snagger
4,
claw, yeah.
but it does reroll wound attacks made for this weapon. So
he's a lightning claw, basically.
yeah, but when you're close enough, you're hurling everything at people. And it's got 3 twin boomsticks as well because the driver's holding one, and then the front of the Wartrike has got 2 as well.
Yeah, so that's 6 shots, strength 5, AP 0, damage 1, and then you get +1 to hit if you're within half range, so 6 inches.
Which is not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So they're shotguns.
There's a lot of sneaky strength 5 weapons that they've kind of put in.
Just like Tau.
Which is nice because for a long time it was your Orc boys, everything's strength 4. So against anything other than vanilla Space Marines, if it was anything a bit tougher, you're struggling. So that makes a bit of a difference, I think.
Yeah.
We have...
And he's got a fuel mixer grot
Yeah.
as well, which is quite handy. And he does explode.
What does the fuel mixer grot do?
So the fuel mixer grot is once per battle, when he advances, add 6 to the move characteristic for the movement instead of rolling dice.
Just go wee. Yeah.
Just guarantees you get in.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and then if you do explode, you do explode. You just got to believe.
Fair enough. And then we've got the Pirate King, Captain Badruck. So he is basically the main flash git person.
The flashiest of gits.
The flashiest of the gits. And if you can tell by his model, he's covered in just crap. So he's got, here we go, mob rule, Daka. He's got gold tooth armor, so he's got a 5+ invulnerable save. Reroll hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase for friendly flash gits.
I think he's only one of 2 of the characters that actually has a invulnerable save as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Him
Gasgol
and
has another
Gasgol.
one, yeah. And then if he has an ammo runt, he can reroll 1 hit roll each time he shoots. And when rolling to wound this unit, you use Badruck's toughness. It's pretty standard. And then he goes to his guns, so he's got a slugger, a chopper, stick bombs, and the Ripper. So the Ripper is his shooting weapon. So he hits on 4+, unlike any other roll.
He's good at shooting.
He's better at shooting. So the Ripper has 2 profiles. They're both 24-inch range. The standard one, which is heavy 3, strength 7, AP -3, damage 2. And Supercharge, which is strength 8, AP -3, damage 3, but to hit rolls of 1 give mortal wounds off, but you reroll those because you are a flash git.
So it's a slightly better plasma gun. Almost.
So it's a plasma gun on an orc.
It's pretty cool.
But why not?
Nikos like.
I do like.
Oh no, I can see what's going to happen.
No, I looked at flash bits.
Yeah, we have a look at flash bits now because they work quite well with him. So we can have a look at them if we get plasma.
I looked at those. They're just too expensive.
Well, what do they actually do?
So they've basically got a gun similar to Da Ripper, but it's like strength 6, AP 2, damage 2, I think, and they're still ballistic skill 5.
AP 2, AP -2, and flat 2 damage.
I don't think
heavy 3, 24
they
inch?
can't overcharge though, right?
No, theirs is just one
sucks.
flat. So they've got just a flat snaz gun like that.
Flat snaz gun.
But once they've shot in the shooting phase, roll a d6 on a 6, they can immediately shoot again. So they get the show-off thing.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Yes, you could,
then
and the
do
showing
show
off as
off?
well. Well, but
What
showing
showing
off.
Showing off
Showing off's
is-
bad moons.
Yeah,
Bad
you
moons,
can't do
yes,
bad
you
moons
can't do
because
it.
they're freebooters.
Yeah.
The freebooters, unfortunately.
They've
You
thought
do
about
get
it.
the
They've thought about it.
if a freebooters unit within 24 inches of Captain Badrock kills something,
Yeah.
Badrock can shoot hitting on freeze. She shoots like a space marine.
Yeah, and they're BS4.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
the captain has a Git Finder Squig, so he
Yep.
can hit on a +1 if it's made by a captain with the Git Finder Squig. So he's hitting on 3s.
Mhm.
So it'll be back to 4s if they've moved, or if they're in a vehicle that has moved. So
yeah.
it's all right.
I mean, we've got quite a few shooter units in here, so we've got looters as well. Once I can find those.
They're on the page before.
Yeah, I didn't even find plastic, so I don't even know.
Page 111.
111. Thank you, I appreciate that. So the looters have seen a lot of
BS4.
hype over the last few weeks. I guess especially mob up, so you can get 25. So you can stick 2 squads, 1 squad in each truck. Then you can, and then when the trucks die, you can just get the looters out, mob up, and then just start shooting.
If no one dies, if the trucks don't blow up.
Bit of Maddie, I might lose a couple. It's not a big deal. So basically, they're just there to basically just be a nice little box to keep your looters in until you can get out and start shooting stuff, right?
Well, they can shoot from the trucks, but -1 because it's moved.
You don't want to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd want to just ideally jump out, mob up, go for it. So the looters, you can have 5 looters base, and then they can go up to squads of 15, and a spanner can take the place of a looter, which is something you probably don't want to do, because they have death guns, which are 48 inch range, heavy D3, strength 7, AP -1, damage 2, and so you roll 1 dice for the number of all the looter attacks. So this used to be a discussion back in 5th edition, because people would say, oh, you have to roll 1 dice for each model firing, when a lot of people were also saying, you have to roll once for the entire unit. So this is actually better, because what it means is you can command reroll. So if you get the 1, and then you got 1 shot each, right? You can at least command reroll that up to a 2 or a 3. Whereas if you get a 3, you've now got 45 shots, strength 7, AP -1, damage 2 coming out, hitting on 5s, and then exploding as well. Which is actually pretty decent.
Yeah. So that's the combo, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You
And then you've
15
got
and a 10. You mob them up. You use the
Daka
stratagem,
so you get
and then you shoot
5 or
twice.
6s. Yeah, exactly. So you
It's basically
maybe
very
command
similar.
reroll for a better number of shots. If you're rolling a 2, I
Yeah,
think you keep
yeah.
it, but if you're rolling 1, maybe not.
Yeah.
You could also use the automatically wound vehicles thing as well. So let's say you're playing as Eldar Flyers. They're actually really good in Eldar Flyers, especially if you use a stratagem, because now your 5s and 6s automatically hit, right?
Yeah.
So you ignore it, basically the LA token are hard to hit, and then you could potentially find 90 shots into them, but you're wounding on 3s with damage 2. The damage 2 is kind of a pity against things like Wave Serpents, but
But at least it's flat 2. So
Yeah.
if it was D3, you'd probably be getting 2 more often than not.
well,
but,
against Wave Serpents, it's actually one of the weird situations where you would prefer a D3 over 2,
yeah.
because the 2 becomes a flat 1 because of the Serpent Shields. Whereas
So at least you've got a chance of
of getting
getting
a 3.
a 3.
But at least you're able
two.
to hit the Wave Serpents as well, because
Yeah,
you're
you
always
are.
going to hit on
This
the
is
6.
true. This is true.
So that's-
And you're wounding them on 4s as well.
That's a
Which is
unique
alright.
piece.
Yeah,
So,
and especially if you're putting them as is the shoot twice the Bad Moon stratagem.
yes.
Right, so you're
So,
getting
yeah.
shoot twice, or you're getting the
You're
wound
getting
on
shoot
vehicles.
twice, but also you'll be, because you're bad moons, you'll be re-rolling 1s
Yes.
in shooting, so that
Maybe.
makes a difference.
Maybe even take 2. Maybe you can't take 4 squads. That sucks.
Yeah.
Take
it
3,
does.
but you do 2 of these, and maybe
1 squad of death
or
death
tank
spells.
busters.
What I was
So
thinking
you're kind
is
of
if you have a
splitting all
squad
the
of-
options.
What I was thinking is if you have a squad of these and you have a squad of death skulls, that way you can choose between the fire twice or the reroll to wound on vehicles. But I think the fire twice is objectively better, so the Bad Moon's probably better.
Because if it's re-rolling against vehicles, if
Yeah.
you're in a tournament environment and there
You don't
isn't
hit
lots of
vehicles.
vehicles in your matchup,
No,
it's
which is true.
it's lovely, but it's not going
which
to
is
help you
true,
in that game.
which is
So
true. Yeah. So that's fine. It's just meh. You know what I mean? So that's all good. Looters are pretty strong. You can deep strike them as well if you want to. So
But they are
Striking
heavy
does-
weapons,
yeah,
aren't
that's
they?
my biggest problem with them is that the heavy,
They're heavy weapons.
means they're always going to be shooting on 6s, unless they've
Unless
sat
you use the
down
Daka
somewhere.
Daka.
yeah, use the Daka that stratagem anyway. So now you always hit on 5s and 6s.
Yes, natural 5s and 6s.
Yes.
But that's a CP each turn for them to do that.
Yes, but if you gone for a battalion as well, like most of the things that Ork's going to be using a CP on aren't going to be command rerolls because you're. So one second. So when you have command rerolls, what do you use them on most of the time?
Damage rolls.
Damage rolls.
and saves.
Yeah,
Or-
important ones.
I used to do it on failed charges if I wanted to say reroll
Right.
one die.
Okay, so let's take
So-
that. Failed charges.
Yeah.
You don't need to re-roll them on
Don't
command
know.
points. You
Yeah.
got that because you're orcs.
Completely,
Saves. You don't need to re-roll them on orcs because your saves are pretty garbage anyway.
Yep.
Your damage rolls. You don't need to re-roll them on most orcs because most of the time they're flat 2 or 3 damage.
Or if I explode, that's the other one I
Boom.
have to reroll.
And that's normally
important.
banter, right? So most of the time you're not actually hemorrhaging command points as much as you are for every unit. So
No.
what you're able to do is before the game you're able to plan out exactly where you want to use your command points. And so if you're thinking, right, I can't afford an extra truck or I don't want to buy an extra truck, I will just deep strike the unit
Yep.
and then spend a couple of command points so they can do act as normal, right?
Yep. I don't know if...
Yeah.
So that's a good way to go about it. You also have a final shooting unit, which is probably my favourite actually, in the Tank Busters. Which
Yeah.
I
we've already been
love
through Tank
because they
Busters,
are
yeah.
flat 3 damage rockets.
With the rockets,
That's the best thing about them. I
Wow.
presume, were they always like that in the index?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why people went for them, because they were consistent and...
Yeah.
Well, they also hit on 5s, which is the issue, but now they've alleviated that issue with Daka
Yeah.
and the stratagem as well. That
But they're
stratagem
assault. They are assault as well, so
yeah,
it's...
that stratagem for 5 plus Daka is actually really, really good.
And they're
I really like
elite,
it.
they're an elite choice, which is...
But-
the other thing is, looters are heavies,
Yeah.
whilst they are an elite, so...
Yeah. The reason why I like these so much is mainly because of the grenades, actually, because it's like a poo bomb light. So it's with the extra stick bomb stratagem, you can throw 10 grenades, and then you can then you can fire twice with the is it Bad Moon stratagem?
Yes.
Yeah, the Bad Moon stratagem.
Fire twice,
And then
rerolling ones,
And then
shooting.
you can proc the Daka on 5s and 6s with the stratagem as well, so that's 5 CP, and you reroll to hit against vehicles.
Yep.
So you can jump out, throw 10d3, rerolling to hit, and every hit
So if you're bad
becomes an
moves, the
extra
vehicles
shot.
doesn't matter.
Sorry?
Vehicles is
Well, it
reroll,
doesn't
reroll
matter,
to
because this is
hits.
reroll
Yeah, it's the middle
all
hits,
hits.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, whereas that's
Fair.
only reroll once.
Which
So
is
with
good
this-
for,
Yeah.
especially squig bombs.
Well, this is the thing with the
Because
squig bombs.
if you roll a 1,
Are you
you're
ready
in
for the
trouble.
squig bombs?
Exploding sixes.
Oh, I love squig bombs. So for every 5 tank busters, you can take 2 squig bombs. So squad of 15 tank busters, you can take 6 squig bombs.
Only downside is that won't fit in a truck.
It's fine. We'll put a battle wagon.
Battle wagon.
It's all right.
It's
all
cost,
good.
though. It's all
I mean, you
cost.
stick a roller on it, and you just can. It's great. Roll
The
things
roller
up.
one, I think, has less space.
Does it have it? Less space? Ah, it sucks. I remember the old battle wagon list from 5th edition. Anyway, doesn't matter. So you've got the 6 bomb squigs, and then you walk up.
Yeah,
You
12
drop-
infantry inside it.
Ah, it sucks. Take it up. Yeah. So you drop the squig bombs. They all hit on 2s, and then each one is strength 8, AP minus 2 damage d6, and the it's 2s re-rolling to hit as well because you've
And if
got.
you do the Daka stratagem to do exploding 5s and 6s,
Yeah.
you're making better use
I mean,
of
you're
your
hitting on
squig
2s,
bombs,
re-rolling 1s.
because they're single-use
Yeah.
squig bombs as well. So
Yeah.
if they successfully hit,
I'm not entirely sure you need it because you're basically always hitting because it's 2s re-rolling, right? And
it's
then
just a good way.
But
of
you just
guaranteeing
get more
kills, something
hits.
Like,
Yeah.
say if you're focusing all this fire at, say, a Castellan
Yeah.
or one big vehicle, you're
Yeah.
you're wanting to focus down as much as possible.
Even then, I'm not entirely sure. Like, the squig bombs are actually okay because they're 18-inch range as well. But if you're close,
only
if
10
you're far
points.
away, maybe you do it because you want the 18-inch range. If you're close and you know you're getting tank buster bombs off as well, or you're whacking it with a tank hammer, unless it's a Valiant, you're not charging that.
Tank hammers have got the same problem though, that they're a single-use jobby. If you're
Yeah.
in combat, and generally, would you want the tank busters in combat?
Don't
with?
matter if you kill him at Castellan, just whop it, dude. It's a rocket on the end of a stick.
But also, that relies on you killing it in the combat,
Yep,
and only the tank buster bomb's going to be doing much in the combat because they're just normal boys at that point.
it's a rocket on the end of a stick.
But prove me wrong. It's something I personally wouldn't.
I'm really
bother
getting
with,
into
but
this book.
Good.
Like, I don't think tank hammers are
I
good,
used
but
to
I think
love
they're
using
funny.
them in 7th, but
Oh, yeah.
it was very much.
I used to like running.
You'd suddenly watch
fifth,
half your
but-
unit disappear because
Oh,
of that,
yeah.
or the guys with the little rocket pistols that.
But if that knife's exploding and killing you anyway, it's like, stick,
Yeah,
slap it in.
Yeah.
It's alright, bang in. Have
go
some
for
of
it.
this.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you want to go through Burner Boys very quickly?
Not really.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
You keep getting the crappy units. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this. It's going to be really cool.
I'm still going to do them. I'm still making 20. So Burner Boys, they've got a light flamer.
Oh my.
So it's similar to the looters. You roll D3 for the unit, and that's how many shots they get each. It's strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. So a unit of 10 can get 30 shots, or 10 or 20. I was planning to use these in a Chinook,
Yes.
Because I like the
your
idea
lovely scratch-built ones.
flying them around. The Chinook's got a flamer, and then you shoot loads of flamers out of it as well. I'm still going to do it because it's cool.
Yeah.
But I was just hoping there would be some way to make burner boys better. Like there seems to. Obviously, you could use some of the stratagems, like maybe the re-roll wounds thing or shoot twice, but there's no specific burner boy stratagem, which is a little bit
kind of left
disappointing.
them to one side, despite them being absolutely brilliant models.
Yeah, they're super cool.
There's a guy with a blooming cigar sticking through. It's got a hole in
Yeah.
the
I've got that.
Built into his mask is
Yeah.
a cigar hole.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The only rule they seem to get is the Pyromaniacs thing, where if they kill a unit, shooting phase, they automatically pass morale.
That's
Yay!
Yeah.
I hope so.
I personally still use my burner boys as part of commando units because it's part of the index loadout
Yeah.
and it's a free upgrade. So
Oh, really?
instead of having a normal boy, you've got that, and if you're deep striking or in cover or somewhere hidden, that close range may help.
Mm.
It tends to do more than a
Yeah.
cyber anyway.
I was just what I was hoping for is a stratagem where instead of a D3, you get a D6.
Yeah.
That would have been really, really strong though, because it's D6 for the whole
something
unit.
where they turn their fuel.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like the
maybe it
Smackdown.
turns
to
into
make it
a
go further or something.
either extra
Yeah,
range
Two
or
extra 2 inches.
Because I tended
or
to
turn it
find
into a heavy flamer.
they were a lot more useful in 7th edition because the way templates worked, you'd be doing a drive-by shooting in your truck,
Yeah.
and if it's an open, like my favourite one was my mate had what are they, Ravagers, the Dark Eldar transports?
Yeah, that's on Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Drive literally side by side, all the burners go through
Like
it.
pirate
They
ships.
just kill the crap out of them because
Oh yeah,
it's
because you drop a template and say
that
right, I can
deadliness
hit.
seems to have gone completely.
So you drop a template and say right, I can hit 6 guys, and
Yeah.
I've got 10,
Each.
and I've got 15 guys in
Yeah.
here. Okay, enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite as violent and aggressive, and that wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't like you were sitting there with a gun line just shooting the crap out
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
This doesn't translate at all to how I feel they should work.
No, it's like the Wraith Guard bomb with the webway portal
Yeah.
as well. Similar thing.
Oh god, I used
So-
to do that.
Got to translate it to Eldar. So it works.
Yeah, so thoughts and prayers for burner boys.
You never know.
It's still
Them.
cool.
But yeah,
It's alright. Do you want to go for a Pain Boy very quickly as well, actually?
Yep,
Pain Boy's
very
quite important in
functional
the elite
piece.
section. So, the Pain Boy, Strength 5, Toughness 4. It doesn't really shoot. It has a Power Claw, though. Maybe. Yeah.
He has an earty syringe
It
as
has
well.
an E
so
syringe.
it's poison basically.
He's
Or
full of
E syringe.
it.
Always wounds on a
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah, it always wounds on a 4+,
4.
unless it's targeting a vehicle or Titanic unit, in which case he gives him the diseases on a 6+. It has, here we go, model like a Deca. It has a Sawbones. So at the end of movement phase, this model can attempt surgery on a single clan infantry or biker model within 1 inch of it. If it does so, roll a d6 to determine if the surgery is successful. On a 1, the surgery is bad and the unit you are trying to heal loses a wound. On a 2+, the surgery succeeds and that model regains D3 lost wounds. And you can only do surgery once per turn. He also has the Doc's tools. So you roll a d6 each time a clan infantry or biker unit loses a wound within 3 inches of a same clan Pain Boy. And on a 6, that unit does not lose a wound, so 6+ DPR. So it's basically snake bites for a low cost of 3 power level translated to points.
But also can heal them, so it can be helpful.
Yeah, well, it's just really, really good. So it's just 6+ DPR, it's really sweet. Then you've got a Grot Orderly, which is not a Grot Oily, it's a Grot Orderly, yeah. So once per battle, you can re-roll the dice when this model attempts to heal a model using Sawbones. So either when determining if surgery is successful or determining the number of lost wounds regained from the Orderly. I'm just going to quickly double check the points cost of the Pain Boy if you guys want to keep.
About 60. I think it's about 60.
65, I want to say.
I'm going to go. Do you guys want to keep going while I look for it?
Well, what should we talk about next?
Well,
So
we're
the biggest
basically
change
just
as
for the
well,
elites.
one just to note quickly is run
Yep.
herds
Yeah.
don't take up a slot in your battalions or your detachments now. So
okay.
basically you can have 1 per every Gretchen keyword unit.
So
Right.
with the Power Claw that you are forced to take, he is 65.
Yeah. So yeah,
There you go.
nailed it. I know my numbers.
Boom.
Spot
Yeah,
on.
so runt herds are still quite useful, but they're not good for filling slots anymore.
Yeah.
That used to be a nice thing to just kind
I'd
of go,
like
hey
the
guys,
Grot Oiler."
I'm making a brigade, I'll just put those 2 in because they're an elite. But
Yeah.
now they
Yeah.
are not.
And then they go alongside the Gretchen. which have the surprisingly dangerous in large numbers rule. So they get a +1 to hit for attacks made by models in this unit while they contain 20 or more models. So that's +1 with shooting as well. So they have a grot blaster.
So when they're 30 models, they're as good as Marines at shooting.
Yes.
Wow.
20 or more. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
which has surprised people.
I mean,
before.
you say
I've
that
loved
they're
it.
strength 3 and damage 1 12-inch pistols. But if you charge your grots and you don't do anything, the grots will turn around their 30 pistols and just go.
And they do get Daka Daka Daka.
Oh no!
They can't do Daka Daka Daka.
They can, it's
Well, they
like-
get Daka Daka
Dude,
Daka rule.
Yeah, it's not a culture.
Okay, they get the rule. Yeah.
So still
yeah.
got it.
And I don't think you can. Can you use a stratagem on this?
Only a stratagem that doesn't.
Not the
that
Daka Daka
states-
stratagem.
So not the Daka Daka one.
No, you
just
can't, yeah.
the army wide.
More Daka, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the normal Daka Daka Daka. So the
Yeah.
sixes explode.
So that's the normal USR.
So, and they've only got a leadership of 4. So generally, you'd have a runt herd.
And they don't have
purely-
mob rule.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
generally, you have to give them a runt herd. Otherwise, if they lose more than one model, odds are you're going to lose another model to morale.
Yeah,
So,
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
but they're a great 3-point model. Well, so 30
They're
points
3-point
to 10.
drones.
So you plonk them on objectives. So I found
Yeah.
a lot of the time they're either meat shield or, depending on the situation, go and capture an objective that's nice and hidden.
They're
Because they're
insanely
small,
useful, though. Yeah.
you can't always see them.
Or they're just good for blocking out cheaply blocking out bits. So your army's
That's right.
advancing. You want to block off the back of your board for deep striking. You just have a cheap
Because they can't
30
charge
guys
over
there.
them anymore.
So I worked
They
this
got
out a
striking,
while
yeah.
ago. Grots are actually smaller than the lower rungs of an Aegis defense line.
Yes.
So if you take an Aegis defense line and stick
can't see
Gretchen
'em.
behind you, you can't see them.
Wow.
The new Ork terrain is the same. There's a few gaps in them,
I mean,
but generally you can get them
The
behind.
exception being the Gretchen that have their guns pointing up like this.
Yeah.
You can see those. Because
Or,
now you
or
can
my
target
banner
all of them.
waver.
So
Yes.
you just buy all the low.
So you buy all the low Gretchen.
You gamey bastards.
I use a guy with a banner. I've got all the Gorkamorka guys. So
Yeah,
I've,
there you
got, I've got a flannel banner that says the knee stabbing gang on it.
Oh no, that's brilliant.
Because I have a
Nice.
problem.
Oh, we love it. We
Nice.
love it. You just love it too much, man.
I'm just committed. I'm committed to the cause.
Yeah,
Should we talk about willies? I mean knobs.
yeah. Hey.
Oh, this is one that my wife finds greatly amusing. Is that you can have a boss
whole
knob
unit, a boss
with
knob.
an ooze chopper. You can now specifically have up to you can have an ooze chopper and a chopper.
Oh.
Oh
So
really?
you can have that extra attack, but it'll be a normal chopper attack. So they've quantified it in the
Yeah, that's
FAQ
good,
because
that's
people
good.
are trying to give themselves two
Two big choppers.
Or-
You wouldn't benefit from that anyway,
Yes.
because you can only use one weapon with the attacks. So
Well,
that's
it's
a bit
just
silly.
each time
You
you
choose
don't have to
which-
use a weapon. It just says each time a bearer fights, it can make an additional attack with the weapon.
So I think there was a thing where people were trying to be a bit wonky with how they worked. So,
People were trying to game the system.
yeah,
This shocks me.
It's shocking, isn't it? I struggle to remember the rules, let alone try to game it. So, where was it? There was something about it.
So knobs are pretty good because they're basically you get you get 10 knobs for 140 points
Yep.
just with choppers.
Extra wound, 4-up save,
Strength 5,
strength 5,
an extra attack
which is
each
the
as
same as
well.
flash kits, which someone mentioned in the chat earlier that we missed.
Yeah.
because they are kind of they're knob level, which is why they're a bit more expensive as well.
So I don't think I would run knobs in a blob and run them across the board.
No,
I would either have them in a transport or teleport them in.
and they're good because you can give them. Everyone can have a different loadout, so they're not stuck with having a set thing.
Yeah.
So if they're bad moons, you could give them a nice combi rocket, so they could do
You have a
both.
combi scorcher as well.
Yeah, so depending on the situation,
journey.
or they've got the option of I think there's the power stabber or the power
Power
claw.
stabber, power sword,
I think
basically.
these either
Big
have to
chopper.
slap them in a battle wagon
Yeah.
or maybe even to jump, but I don't think you'd jump either.
I'm a big fan of
Or you take
putting
the boy-
big
you
choppers because
Sorry?
it's strength +2,
So
AP
strength
-1,
7,
2
damage
damage.
2.
So that's what I normally put with my boys.
It's an autocannon hitting you in the face. That's what it is.
It's nice. And
Yeah.
it often surprises people. And it's notably cheaper. I think it's only, I want to say 7 points compared to the 15 that Power Claw is. And a Power Claw is -1 to
Power
hit.
Claw's 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's -1 to hit with it
Yeah,
as well.
it is.
So it's just less dependable. And it often
Yeah.
catches me out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's good. So what do you think about the knobs in comparison to the knobs on the war bikes?
I find them on bikes, they're a bit expensive,
Yeah.
but the extra wound is helpful.
It's also about the extra toughness.
Yeah.
And about getting across the board without having to pay for a battle wagon or to jump. Or...
Entirely. And they've got DACA guns, so they've got 6 shots
I remember when
each.
everyone was raving about those when it first dropped.
Because they're 6s.
Yeah.
6 shots, exploding 6s. And one thing we also missed is if you're worried about some of your bikes or other Speed War stuff, if it's Evil Suns, there is a smoke cloud stratagem. So for one, you pop it and they're -1 to hit. So if you've got a unit you definitely want to protect, give them that. So I did it in one game and I was surprised how many missed as a result, because it's only -1, but it does add up. So,
Yeah.
And
So the most durable you can probably get is using that stratagem. So you're -1 to hit, have your custom force field nearby, and then a pain boy nearby as well. So you're -1, 5 up invulnerable save, and a 6 up DPR.
Yeah. Which is my
The most
7th edition
tanky you
Ork
can get.
Codex. That was how I used to play them in 7th edition. So, and they technically do have a model because it's 1 per bike kit.
Oh, okay. Is there
but
not?
there is
It's a
also
boss
an
knob.
upgrade kit that Forgewell do, which
okay.
I have. Which they're nice, but they're not quite the same. I think it's one of the older Forgewell kits. So.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not know that.
It's good. So you've got commandos as well, which can effectively just come on the sides and wrap stuff and be annoying.
Yeah.
There's not much difference to say, they're just boys that infiltrate.
And +1 to wound rolls if they're wholly within terrain.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool, but generally I don't tend to find enough terrains big enough for you to be having a bit of a bundle in them.
Yeah. I don't think Mega Knobs are worth taking too much either. I mean, you can if you want to, if you think they're really cool, and I think the models are quite cool for them.
They're lovely models.
But
Yeah, they are.
now that you can't give them an effective 0+ save,
Mm.
I'm not so certain about these guys.
Well, the biggest problem is they're only movement 4.
And they're really expensive.
They're expensive, and then if you put them into like a battle wagon because they take up 2 slots, it has to be a battle wagon really.
Yeah.
That's then.
Because before, what you
more
could end up
points.
doing was you sacrifice a truck to the Dark Gods and give
Which
them a
type-
0+
yeah.
save, and then you just jump them across and say, deal with this.
Yeah.
But
But they are they're
anymore.
quite fun if you do get them into combat and they've got twin kill saws. It can be nasty.
you can still do that. You can still
Yeah.
just jump them across and
But
say,
it's-
oh,
it's-
look, here's 9. They're really expensive. But here's 9. You've got to kill it now. Enjoy.
It's more reliable to maybe throw something like Knob Bikers for not much difference in price either.
Yeah, I think I've known bikers more durable, less durable though. I mean, it's
I
the
think they've got less of a save,
yeah.
but they're tougher.
So if +1 toughness for the knob bikers.
Yeah.
However, their save
It's
is
a 4.
4+ rather than a 2+.
Yeah.
Also with these, you can just walk off, and you can't really clear screens. You have the custom shooters, I guess,
Yeah.
and I think these are more expensive, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
The mega knobs, yeah.
I think they
Okay,
are.
so we've done the kind of knob section. We've done the tank blasters. We've done the burner boys. We've done the HQs. We've done. Have we done everything? Actually,
We haven't gone to any of the fast attack stuff.
Oh, we haven't done any fast
touched
attacks. So do you want to
upon
blast
the-
through the kind of vehicles and fast attacks, and then we can.
Yeah. Well, it's the same problem they've got with a lot of the new vehicles generally
Yeah.
tend to have less shots
Yeah.
as an overall thing I found
Yeah.
for what they can actually achieve.
How many games have you played with Orks?
8 or 9. So
Really?
yeah,
When did the log drop us?
3-4 weeks ago.
How
So
have you been finding it so far? It's been working for you a while, hasn't it?
I've been playing with a lot of speed freaky sort of lots of bikes, deathcopters. I've tried the shock jump dragster. The novelty of teleporting that is great to see your opponent's face when it looks like it's charging something, and then it just.
To be honest, I don't know what most of these names mean because, as far as I can say, it's all
Okay, so
I've got the shotgun dragster in front of me now.
So that one, as a good example, has a grot gunner. So with the custom shock rifle, it hits on a 3-up.
Yeah.
It's an assault 2 D6, but if it's on a 1, it will be a mortal wound. So it's kind of a lighter version of a shock attack gun, but only 2 shots. It doesn't feel quite what you need. A lot of the time, you're relying on weight of dice for orc shooting.
Yeah.
And the saw blades are alright, but it is basically 4 attacks,
+1 strength, so strength save.
AP -1.
Damage 1, It's not exactly mind-blowing.
No, it's one of those things. It's all right, but for 120 points, you could buy 3.
So this is one of the buggies, right? It's
Yeah,
not quiet.
that is the one of the 2 from Speed Freaks. So it's the one with the shock attack gun engine, the nice flat one.
So the 2 from Speed Freaks are the custom booster blasters.
Yes, I want to say.
And the see,
Yes, it's the rivet cannon one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shock jump dragsters, right?
Yes, which they're both all right, but I think they suffer from the fact that they've got like the custom booster blaster as an example. The rivet cannon's assault 6, so it's better.
Yeah.
AP -2, strength 7, flat 2 damage, but it's just one of those.
Do they come in the same kit?
They are 2 separate kits.
Okay.
But those 2 you can only get currently in Speed Freaks.
Oh, right.
So you have to buy
so it's not like you're going to
buy a
go to a shop
95
and you have a
quid
choice
box.
between these two.
No.
Okay.
Really?
And you get 2 of those and 6 bikes for 95 quid.
So what are the Boomdacker Snaz Wagons and the Megatrack Scrapjets?
So the
The Scrapjets
Boomdacker
are planes.
it's the plain one.
Oh, wait a
so
minute, wait a minute. Which one's a plane one? Was Megatrack
So the
Scrapjet?
Megatrack Scrapjet
It doesn't
is
have
the plane.
a fly keyword.
No, it's not. It's,
No, but
it's a plane without its wings.
It's made from a plane.
And it's got tracks on the
I
back,
get
and then
you.
it's got a little. It's got
Are they in the
a
same kit?
big shoot. No, each of these new vehicles,
But also Speed
each have got their own
Kit.
kits.
Okay.
These nice big thin
So
boxes.
there's 5 of these. So there's 5 of these little buggy things.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the whole new range, which seems quite a solid amount of new figures.
Yeah.
I think this is the biggest one, apart from Knights. Custodies have been the only thing in 8th edition that's had this level of release.
Kit. Yeah.
One of
But they're
those-
all a bit samey though.
Yeah,
Just like
it's
loads
more-
of vehicles.
It's all vehicles. It feels like they've gone, right, Orcs are suffering because they've got a lot of old vehicles.
Yeah.
I think your mic, Tom, might be off because they couldn't really hear you whilst Nikos was
Well,
going.
my mic is still on here.
Okay.
It literally says on. It's not muted.
I'll just lean this way.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll fudge it. So
we'll
it's
be
all
alright.
game away, right?
Yeah, it's making it to go along, dude. It's fine.
And then the Snaz wagon is just... It's got the mech special, which is the big gun on it, which is assault 9, so it's a lot of shots, 24 inches, strength 5, AP -2. It's quite unusual because Orcs don't tend to do that middling AP. It tends
Right.
to be loads of AP or 1. It
Yeah,
doesn't ever seem to be
right.
kind of in between. So I don't really get too excited by it as a kind of...
I know you've got like AP -2 in there,
Yeah.
I think. Or like other rockets.
And it's
for
got
example,
fumes, so
and
it's
that.
-1 to hits. There is a few kind of nice
Which one's
features
sorry,
to
the Boomdacker?
the Boomdacker.
Snaz
So
wagon,
it's got the billowing fumes, so very much like you used to get
Yeah.
in
Okay.
previous editions.
So of these 5 kind of Speed Freaks wagons,
Yeah.
what are your top 2? So your top 1 and bottom and second favourite one.
I honestly I struggle with them a bit.
You're not a
To
fan?
me, I like the Scrapjet the most because it's
Okay.
got one of my favourite Orc weapons, which is the rockets, because I do like the flat 3.
There's also something called a spiked ram.
Yes, so it's got a giant drill on the front of it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is just...
Yeah.
And it's got wing missiles as well, so it's got lots of 3 damage stuff.
Hmm.
If I had to pick one of them, I'd go for that, purely also because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
But
The guy riding it looks like a boss.
yeah, he's got they've got
a scarf,
He's got a
hasn't he?
scarf,
Yeah, the
and
classic.
then on the back of it there is it's because it's got a twin big shooter. It's actually a little you know on planes you have the little gunner things where like on the Millennium Falcon there's that little
Okay,
gunning
yeah,
port.
yeah.
It's that on the back.
Has he got a
On
grot?
the back,
Cool.
with a little
grot
grot in. There's actually a little model inside. It's really quite
That's
neat,
amazing.
and
And
you don't
what's-
see it in the photos.
And what's your second favourite one?
I would say probably the Squig Buggy, not
Okay.
because of it being anything particularly.
So the 2 we haven't talked
competitive.
about yet.
Yeah, but it's purely for the fact that it's got
A squig mine.
tons of bloody squigs, and I love squigs.
We have noticed you did a whole month of squigs.
Oh, Squigtober was one of my favourite months of the year, and I will be doing it again next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Cool.
I just like the fact that it's got the choices. A lot of the time with Orcs, the weapons tend to be you have this stat line, that's
Yeah.
it. And if it's got anything kind of rules based to it, it'll be on a 1 you'll do a mortal wound
Or you'll
yourself.
change one of the
Yeah.
stats.
And
yeah.
there's nothing particularly too great. And these, it's got that whole thing of you can use different squigs for different purposes, which I think is quite
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah. I mean, while we're
I've
going
not used it to see it, but
while we're going through the fast attacks, what do you think of Storm Boys?
I was
I
sad
think the
to
rule of
s-
3 is making them a little bit.
I
sad.
liked in the index they had the whole the mob thing. So if there was more more than 20, you got an extra attack.
Yeah.
They don't have that now, but they now have the deep strike element, which I thought they were missing because every other jump troop can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it guarantees they're not necessarily get blown off the board. So with the index, I did try. I think I've only got 20 store boys. I tried them.
Yeah.
Didn't get first turn. I'd set them up so that I could at least get forward. They got wiped.
Yeah.
It's
Because that's
kind
like the
of a bit
fastest
risky.
you deal with those first, and then you
Yeah.
go for everything else.
So it's unfortunate that you can lose, and if they don't have much of a save either, because I think they're only a
So
6.
we've already spoken about the Death Cops a little bit. So we've got the 3 battle wagon variants. We can come back to Met Guns later because I feel
Yeah.
like they'll take a little bit of time.
They're quite straightforward now.
What do you think of the battle wagon type?
I like that they've been given their own names so that you can
Like
not.
Bloodfists.
So you're not just right.
Yeah.
I've got 3 battle wagons.
Yeah.
They each serve different purposes, but they still,
And
to me,
it
are
means you
quite.
can get rid of all of 3 as well. You can have 9 of these
Yeah,
bad
you
boys.
can have 9
Yeah,
battle
there you
wagons
go.
theoretically. I like that
Battle
they've got all the Ork vehicles, by the way, as well. Their weapon skill. So I think it's the new ones specifically. No.
Battle Wagon is web skill 5.
5. So some of them have got improved weapon skill.
Yeah, some have 4.
Yeah, which I thought was quite neat because I think in one of the videos they did on that channel, because I was watching
That
their
channel?
stuff. Yeah, that channel. They did say about the fact that there would be orcs kind of smashing stuff, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I like the Bone Breaker purely because I do like the Death Roller piece,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to charge into someone and do ramming speed. There's that element of kind of that feels very orky that you'd ram stuff.
Yeah.
So in previous editions, I used to love just if you're going to have boys in a truck, the truck is disposable. Battle wagons are kind of essentially the same, but you're just relying on them getting there.
Yeah.
So with the death roll, if you teleport it and then ramming speed,
Yeah.
you're gonna very reliably get in and get 6 attacks, hitting on 2s that are strength 8, 9 even.
Yeah.
6 strength 9 attacks, ABC damage 2. It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's alright.
It's
Not too bad.
And then it might have something inside of it. So potentially
Yeah,
mega knobs or even normal knobs.
yeah.
Something that's going to then crump stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's
So-
the technical term.
Unless once you've charged it in, the next turn they wrap around it and kill it, and then everything else inside it dies.
But it's still quite a big vehicle, especially when it's got the Death Roller on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Death Roller adds an extra 3 inches, I think, roughly to the
Of
front.
width.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
there's
So
a
it
bit
makes the
more
surface
depth.
area a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do. What do you think of a truck, by the way? Because I've seen a lot of lists with people putting trucks in.
The
Well, we're just on
difference-
transports.
I think they're now. I want to say 67 points as a base. They were
haven't checked.
85.
They're about
before.
60 points.
Because I think people are using
They're
them
cheaper.
a lot.
They're
Yeah,
notably cheaper.
and also just like a little box for you to hide your infantry in so
Yeah.
you can jump them out and then basically
Or if you're Evil Sons,
alpha denial.
you
Yeah.
can just guarantee they're going to peg it forward. So if you're shooting assault weapons as Evil Sons,
You can give it a 6++ as well with
Yeah.
the Death Skulls,
yeah.
which is alright. So that's pretty good. So we've got the planes, we've got the walkers, and then we've got the Met Guns, I think. So which of those do you want to do first? Planes, walkers, Met Guns.
Should we get the walkers done?
Get the walkers done,
That's
so
what
we
I've
can
done
start with
the
the small
least about,
walkers.
so.
So the diddiest of all the walkers are the killer cans.
Yep.
So they have the Daka special rule. They get +1 to their attacks for characteristics of models in this unit while it contains 3 or more models. And they explode on a 6, 3 inches, 1 mortal wound. And they are armed with... So
choice.
either choose armed with one of a big shooter, a rocket launcher, a grotzuka or a scorcher, and they also have a buzzsaw, a can claw, or a driller. So they are very customizable. The big shooter is the one with 3 flat shots. The grotzuka is half the range of the big shooter, but has 2d3 shots instead.
I would go for that.
Even though it's half the range.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 2d3 shots, strength 6, opposed to assault 3, strength 5. You do not ignore the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons, though.
Ah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not going to go for that. If it was assault 2d3,
But you are hitting on
yes.
balls normally.
Yeah.
But
And
you're,
then you've got
you're
Daka.
undoing the grottiness.
You're enjoying the grottiness.
No.
Personally-
I don't-
And
why
you
is
count
why
your
is that
stratagems on
heavy?
them.
Everything else is assault.
Well, you can take up to 6 killer cans, so what I was wanting to do was take 18 of these bad boys, all with scorchers, and just run them at someone.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Because you can't teleport them because they are
No.
Gretchen keyword.
They are true, so you can give them speed freaks as well, so... Oh no, you can't...
They don't
crops.
suffer
They
from
don't,
any culture.
No.
they don't benefit any cultures.
Correct.
So you can still advance them and then just burn them with the scorches because they're assault weapons. And then they auto hit, so you don't care about the penalty for advancing and shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're alright, so those are strength 5, AP -1, damage 1, automatically hitting. So you end up with a bunch of just burny stuff. They're still pretty durable because there's toughness 5 and 5 wounds. And I don't think they're that expensive, are they, John? They're quite cheap per model for the killer can with the Scorcher.
They're 2 power, so they're...
And then what's the cheapest close combat weapon out of the Buzzsaw, the Driller, and the Counterclaw? I would imagine it's
I
probably
think it's
the
the Buzzsaw, yeah.
They're 40 points per model without war gear.
Okay, so how many points to the Scorcher and how many points to the Buzzsaw?
Scorch is like 17 or something.
Scorcher.
So that's
Scorcher
important.
17.
So the Scorcher 17,
And then
that's
was
expensive.
what kind of weapon
Buzzsaw.
was it? Buzzsaw.
So that's 57
Is
points.
a freebie.
Okay, so 57 points. So you'd basically be getting, for just over 1,000 points, so 18 times by 57. If someone's got quick math skill, I'm just going to get a calculator.
That's quick
on my
maths,
phone.
yo.
Quick maths.
I hear that's a
So
song.
570 minus 114.
57 times 18 was
So
it?
40, so
1,000.
that is 456 plus 570. So 456 is 956. 956 plus 70, so it's 1,026 points.
He's done it.
There we go.
Quick maths.
You calculate.
Quick maths, using the
Powerful.
calculator.
So just over 1,000 points, you can get 18 killer cans
Mm.
with Scorchers.
The only downside to that, if you're building them, the kit only comes with...
Conversions, you're
So-
playing Orcs.
But that's the challenge. You've got to anticipate.
That's one of the
Conversions with
charms
a
of playing
K.
Orcs, though. You make loads of conversions.
No, entirely.
Great, yeah.
But just out the box, you've got
Yeah.
to do a bit of jiggery
Yeah,
pokery.
it's for elite hobbyists only. No peasants.
I was doing this when I was 7.
Elite hobbyist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much
Plasticard.
skill.
Oh,
Ooh.
My dad raised me proper.
I don't even know where to get Plasticard from.
Shops.
That's I don't go outside, John. So, then the next biggest walker
Get it on the internet as
is...
well. It's a Death Dread.
Wee.
So it's weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 7, 8 wounds, but it's only got 2 attacks.
Yes.
Leadership 7.
But Dread Claws
Yeah.
or Dread Saws, for every one of those you get, it's an extra attack. So if they've got 4 saws or 4 claws, they get
Okay, so they can have 4, can they?
6. Yeah.
you can have
They've
4
got 4
arms.
slots.
4
Yeah.
arms. Ah,
So-
okay.
Quite often I used to bring 3 claws and a Scorcher before the Codex.
Yeah.
So you could have
But-
4 Scorchers on it though.
Yeah,
I like
if you
that.
wanted to, which is great,
That sounds
but you've
awesome.
got to get there.
Your movement 6.
Oh,
Yep, you're fine.
apologies, guys.
You'll
Tom's,
be next for the toilet.
I'm doing
I'm
some
thirsty. I'm
AV stuff.
I've got no floor.
Oh no, he's sorting his mic.
Well, I flicked my mic and it's coming through my mic, so I'm trying to work out. Which one's mine?
Technical
I don't know
difficulties.
which one you are.
I'll just talk about Orcs on my own, shall I? While these
Yeah,
two,
talk about Orcs, it's fine.
Hang on.
these
So
2
you're-
guys sort out the tech.
So this is definitely going from the mic.
So Death Dreads have a Dread Mob special rule. So it's basically you set them up as a squadron and then they move apart at the start of the turn. And this bad boy explodes on a 6 within 3 D3 mortal wounds. I didn't know they had 4 slots. I quite like the idea of a 4 Scorcher Dreadnought just running around burning things.
It's just-
Maybe in snake bites because it's you're keeping them around longer with that 6+ DPR. And the next unit I'm going to talk about on my own
It's okay.
is
I'm
a
going back
Morkanaut.
around. I'll just shout because people can hear me. I want the stompers. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Morkanauts, they have a degrading profile.
Do they?
So they go from movement 8, 6 to 4, and when weapon skill from 3 to 4 to 5, and attacks 4, 3, 2.
Yep.
So it's a single model and it has a custom Mega Blaster, 2 twin shooters,
So
2 rocket launchers, a custom Mega Zapper, and a Claw of
I really
Orc.
don't know how I feel about Custom
Or
Mega
possible
Blaster
more.
because its range is crap, its number of shots is crap, but everything else is pretty good. Also, you can hurt yourself, so it's
You
like
can.
it's like a plasma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
Of
D6
course.
damage though.
You're just as likely to hurt yourself pretty much as you are to proc a Daka.
Wow.
Remember, Daka can also burn you.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's fine.
fair enough. What's the transport capacity of this thing?
Transport, so it's big and stompy, so you can. Oh no, I don't think. Oh, 6.
Do you know what my favourite thing about this is?
6 flash gits or infantry models.
Here's my favourite thing. This bad boy can take a custom force field. And it's also got a big footprint.
Yes.
Is this the Morkanaut?
So is that maybe a better option than the?
I think it's a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And also you can actually shoot this thing.
Yeah. You
So I don't think you take it. But
There is a better option than the Morkanaut if you're wanting that utility piece, though.
Yes.
Is the Mecha Dread.
yes, which you can do.
Forge
That's a Forge World thing, but we don't talk about that.
we don't talk about those here.
No, even though there's one right in front of me.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And yeah, there we
It's a
go.
lovely kit.
It is a cool kit.
Yeah.
Really, really good. What's the difference between a Morkanaut and a Gorkanaut, by the way?
Gorkanaut is more shooty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Generally, it's got a Mega Shooter, Rocket Launcher, Scorcher, Big Shooter, and
Yeah.
then the Claw.
But it can't take the custom
Can't
force
take the
field,
force
right?
field. So
Yeah.
That's
Same
basically the only
capacity.
difference I can see. It doesn't have a custom force field.
that's the only real difference. That and the Mega
that's
Shooter.
sad.
So it's got a heavy 18, strength 6, AP -1,
Which
1
is
damage
so much
shot.
better than the custom Mega Blaster.
Because the Mega Blaster is going to do more damage to you.
Yeah,
than
it's
to the
got one
enemy.
shot as well, yeah.
From experience with those guns.
Yeah, it's not great, not great.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's the thing that you use to take your unit under half strength so you can tide of traitors it. That's how it works.
Mm.
And then the next big walker is the Stomper. Where is he? Here he is.
It's actually a Titanic.
Beautiful.
So it's not a Walker.
It has feet and it's a vehicle. It's a walker.
It's a Scout Titan.
It's a walker. Titans are walkers. It's fine. I'm having it. So we've got the Stomper is strength 8, toughness, strength 10, toughness 8, 40 wounds.
Bloody
Has
hell.
degrading profile. So no. Use it for all the guns. So it has a Super Gatler, a Death Cannon, 3 big shooters, a twin big shooter, 3 super rockets, a Scorcher, and a Mega Chopper. And it can take 2 additional super rockets, which don't cost anything else. So you might as well take them. So it's got a special rule called Psycho Daka Blaster. So in your shooting phase, after firing this model's Super Gatler, for the first time that phase, you can attempt to fire it a second time by rolling a d6. On a 1, the weapon's ammo has been expended, and it cannot be used for the rest of the battle. On a 2, you can fire the Super Gatler again that phase. And after resolving these attacks, you can attempt to fire the weapon a third time by rolling a d6. On a 4 or less, the weapon's ammo has been expended, and it cannot be used for the rest of the battle. On a 5+, you get to fire it a third time.
I would pretty much always be doing this.
I'd be doing it once, but I will be doing it twice. So I'd be firing it twice rather than 3 times.
The reason I might go for it a third time is that if you feel like your opponent's going to shoot you so much that your ballistic skill doesn't go down actually, so that's actually wrong.
And the reason, yep.
No.
Oh, so apparently my microphone isn't working, but I can feel it going through my microphone.
We need the big mech.
Change the batteries. as
Somebody
well.
oil
Is that
up
where the button is? That's why.
the
There we go.
grot.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm having to kind of shout across Nikos, which feels a bit weird.
How you doing?
So,
That's all
Shouting
good.
at my neck.
yeah.
Did I
So-
achieve it like a true Big Mac status?
We're talking about the Stomper,
It's worked.
so I'm having a great time.
It's true.
RIP Stomper. Also, I miss you, chat. Also, these 3 are some of the best people in the world. Well done, these 3.
Even though we can't operate AV.
That's fine. You're doing great. How's
We
it
got
going?
this sorted.
Good?
Yes, been
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
We're staying on target. Called Focus.
we've ruined it.
Tangent.
It's okay, I can talk about it. Of course, Rob's the cause of the tangent. So, the reason I talk about that is because the Super Gatler is one of my favourite weapons.
It's pretty cool.
It is 48-inch range, heavy 3d6, strength 7, AP -2, damage 1. So you're getting a lot of shots out of that as well, and then you can also proc the Daka on the 5s as well for extra shots. Also, this is why I like giving it the Death Skulls, because then you can make it reroll to win against vehicles, so you can effectively fire this 3 times, fire a bunch of super rockets, fire the Death Cannon. The Death Cannon is 72-inch range, another heavy 3d6, brilliant. Strength 10, AP -4, damage d6. Big yikes, every hit's going to hurt. Yeah, there you go. And then you've got the Big and Stompy special roll, so it can fall back over between some swarms, like a knight. And then it has the Stomper Rigger Crew. So this model's got riggers can attempt repairs at the end of movement phase. If they do so, roll a d6. On a 2+, this model regains d3 wounds, and you can only repair it once per turn. And you automatically also re-roll morale checks for friendly orc units while they're within 6 inches. So the super rockets as well, 100-inch range. You can only fire 1 super rocket per turn. I'm still going. I've got loads
Sorry, I
of
just
them.
realised your mic, now it's working, was peaking. So
Where's it peaking?
I fixed it, don't worry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm
Just made me
very-
laugh because it's only.
I was shouting across Nikos because I didn't realise my mic was working.
It's definitely working.
Definitely working. We got to fix, boys. So 100-inch range, heavy D6 shots, strength 8, AP -3, damage D6. Not bad shooting. Basically, you're not charging this thing. You're giving it evil suns, and you're sticking it in the back corner of a 2+ save, and just shooting lots of shots. And I'm going to take this to Caledonian Uprising. I'm going to tank a Stomper, and I'm going to win 3 games.
He's going to do it, damn it. Somebody stop him.
It's not very orky. You need it
Seriously?
in addition to stuff. That's
It's
the thing.
literally a big idol to Gork or Mork.
And it's got loads of Daka.
Loads of Daka.
So much Daka.
Daka.
I'm not convinced for the points.
Watch me.
The amount of stuff.
I'm only a 3 and 2. And I just dropped them.
When's this at?
Keep an iPad up. Sorry?
Wait, when are you playing?
Caledonian Uprising, my dude.
When's that?
January.
Wow. If it wasn't January, I'd come, but
It's
with
the week
a non-stomper list.
I think it's
just
a week.
to prove a point.
I think it's a week after
Last Chance Open.
Yeah.
No.
So that should be alright. Should be fun. So that's a Stomper. Shall we get into the planes?
Yeah, we
get
can
stuck in.
quickly go through them.
So we've got the Daka Jet, the Burner Bomber, and the Blitzer Bomber.
And the Wazbomb Blaster.
Wazbomb Blaster Jet, which is Rob's favourite. Of these 4, which ones do you like the most? Which one? Pick one.
If I have to pick one,
Yeah, you have to pick one
The
flyer.
Wazbomb.
The Wazbomb Blaster Jet. Why do you like the Wazbomb Blaster Jet, Nikos?
Because it's got your custom force field.
Oh, does it? So you
Yeah.
can stick
It's
it
your
on the
custom
force
and just fly it
Yeah,
around.
because
Yeah.
Rob said he had it in his list when he was playing his Orcs, because you jump 1 unit
and it's
and then
there
you fly
because it moves
the
20.
custom force field, yeah. Then you
Well, you
fly
have to
that.
do the custom force field first, and then you do the jump.
No,
so you
it's
do
got
the
the
jump.
war gear. It's got one.
No,
so.
what I'm saying is,
Oh, make it bigger.
You do the jump in the psychic phase.
Yes.
So you'd have to move this in the movement phase, and then the jump next.
Oh
to it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
that-
plan.
but either way, but
Orcs
that's
can
how
plan, you know?
you use it.
Yeah.
You fly the
I don't want
jet
anyone getting
forward,
grid.
Yeah.
fly the jet forward, and then you put the boys around it.
And you want
So if
that.
they don't get the charge, they've got a bit of a save.
And it's got 2 gun loadouts.
Yep.
One of which you do want to have quite close to people,
Yep.
because if you're trying to target the enemy's characters with the teleporty blasters,
Yeah. The
You need to be
teleporting
close.
Mega Blaster. Yeah, 24-inch range, assault 3, strength 8, AP -2, damage D3. And any unsaved wounds from the weapon and is not slain, roll a D6 in the phase. If the result is greater than that model's wounds characteristic, it is slain. That's pretty good, actually.
teleporting
That
them
is
into
quite good.
space.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've done that to Primaris Lieutenants and they were not happy because they lost their rerolls.
Wow, there's enough.
How many?
There's
There's
enough
enough
Primaris
Primaris
lieutenants
Lieutenants
out
in
there.
the world.
There's
So
enough.
that's fine. So we've done the Wazbomb Blaster Jet, and we also have a Blitzer Bomber, the Burner Bomber, and the Daka Jet. I've kind of always liked the Daka Jet just because it's very simple. It flies at
It's
with
got a
four-
lot of Daka.
Yeah, you fly it with your 4 super shooters, so it's 36-inch
12.
range, assault 3, strength 6, AP -1, so that's going to be effectively assault 12 because you've got 4 of them. I mean, you can take 2 additional super shooters, so you've got 6 of them, just for 18, and then you can split the fire as much as you want. It's just running around. You can add 1 to hit rolls when shooting.
Yes.
All those attacks
So
shoot
if
at the
you
same
focus
unit.
fire,
Yeah.
you get
And you can
+1.
do long uncontrolled bursts, the stratagem,
Yes, yes,
if
you
it's
can.
against fly. So
Yeah.
if it's, say, a load of Tau stuff, because half of it's got fly
Yeah,
keywords,
Riptides.
you get
or
a +1
drones.
to hit there, so
Yeah.
that's hitting on
Freeze.
4s,
Freeze.
hitting on
If
3s.
they're all
All the same target
all the
unit.
same target,
So if
use
you want
that
to clear
stratagem.
a drone unit mob that's getting in the way of your boys, or is a chaff wall blocking a charge,
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
I like it. So we've got the Burner Bomber and the Blitzer Bomber. Which of those 2 is your favourite?
I've not used
Blitzer
either.
bomber because
Neither.
it's got a massive bomb.
I like the burner
2.5
bomber in
bombs.
theory,
Yeah.
but I've heard mixed reports.
Okay.
A lot of the competitive Orc players tend to go with either the Daka Jet, the burner bomber, just because they like throwing all the bombs, but they go with like 2 or 3 of them, or the blaster jet because of the force field. It tends to be you choose the plane based on
How you want to
what
play it,
functionality you want.
yeah. Right. Shall we talk about mech guns?
Yes.
Last but not least.
No, we've got 1 more unit after that.
What do we have?
We've got building. We've got fortification.
Oh, do you want to do that first? Then?
Yeah.
Building.
We'll do the building first. What do we think of the mech workshop then?
It's a brilliant model and a brilliant piece of terrain.
Not a good unit though.
Don't think I'll ever use it as the unit.
So what does that actually do?
So for 80 points, it's a structure that you set up as a terrain feature. It cannot be moved or have any active effect or be affected other than its little kind of upgrades it can do. So it's got the mech's grabbing claw. So at the start of the fight phase, before any units have chosen to fight, 1 Orc infantry unit from your army within an inch of this can operate the mech workshop grabbing claw. If it does, the enemy unit within 1 inch of this model roll a d6 on a 4+ d3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
So situationally, could be handy, but you're probably going to have it set up in your line. If you're an Ork player with stuff in your deployment zone, it might be that you're going second.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like you're in a good situation.
If you're in your deployment zone.
Exactly. It just feels very...
Hey, John.
Yeah?
The more DACA rule. Choose one weapon, excluding Bubble Chucker, that a model in that unit is equipped with.
With a Stomper.
Boy!
That was the first thing everyone went to. So you've got a few other... So basically there's custom jobs. So Ork vehicles have to spend a turn within 1 inch of it.
So, yeah.
And basically there's more speed. So until the end of your next movement phase, increase the move characteristic of your model by 6 inches. In addition, roll a d6 for that unit. They'll get something extra special. On a 6, add 1 to charge rolls for the rest of the battle. So it can be quite cool. More rivets. So that unit regains d3 lost wounds. If there is a big mech or mech from your army within 1 inch that has not been used to repair, it can oversee the custom job. So it regains 3 lost wounds instead of d3. And the model that oversaw the custom job cannot use its ability that turn.
Okay.
So can be quite cool.
Yeah.
But it feels very much, if you're having to worry about healing those wounds like that around a stationary item, you're probably not in the best of situations.
No.
In addition, the extra special for that is on a 6, add 1 to the toughness characteristic. So that could be quite cool.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's
something you can
1,
rely on. Yeah.
and a lot of stuff.
Toughness 9 battle wagon won't be too bad.
that
don't
swing of
stop it.
1 can make a difference, but in the reality, that's wasted a turn standing there as well. So that's essentially. So is it cannot move for any reason? So you'd basically have your Stomper for an entire turn, not moving, shooting, or doing anything. That's a lot of points to be not using for a fifth of the game.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern with it. Even a buggy, it just feels very...
Which is why you want a shooty thing at the back to be using this.
Yes, which is why I looked originally getting mech guns doing it. But
It's not a vehicle, right?
they are vehicle keyword.
Are they vehicle? Yeah. Okay.
And then the last one is more DACA. Choose one weapon, excluding the Bubble Chucker, because that's D6 everything stat-wise, so it could be a bit wonky. That unit is equipped with, the next time any models of that unit fire that weapon, so as an example, if it was a unit of Deathcopters, and they've all got rockets, you could upgrade that whole unit's rockets.
Yeah.
They will gain the maximum shots. So if it was, for example, they say heavy 2d6, it will be 12
Are they
shots.
vehicles as well? Deathcopters?
Yes.
Cool.
In addition, on the d6 to receive something extra special, on a 6 they add 1 to the damage
Can
characteristic.
you buy these separately?
The workshop,
Yeah.
it comes as the workshop itself, and then the scatter terrain from Speed Freaks.
So you have to buy the Speed Freaks box to get it?
No, it's a separate thing. It's
right.
25 quid or something.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
But it's
I might
got
buy
some of the
that.
scatter terrain. Even if you're not using it as the thing, I've used it in as a kill zone using the Mechanicus stuff and this to make a scrapyard.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up a bit because it's a bit of.
That's good. I like that. I actually really like that.
But you know the shoot max thing. You have to not shoot for a turn though, right?
Exactly. So
Do you?
Yeah.
you're basically that unit has to stand there for a turn and not do anything. No shooting, no combat. So essentially, you need to rely on. It needs to be something that will affect you enough that in the one turn it will do enough shooting that it would have done in the 2 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably not so good.
And I personally, for 80 points and that, it feels like you're taxing yourself for something that it'd be nice.
So if so let's say turn 1 you don't do anything, can you then for the rest of the game every turn get the bonus?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's only 1 turn. That sucks.
But if you get the 6 on the extra special thing, you may get that benefit. But it's very much, if it was all game, fine.
No, it's not.
But it'd be hard to keep a track of as well. It's just...
If it didn't have the wait for a turn, then it'd been fine. But it does. So,
Carl Mack's been scrubbing his screen for minutes and then he realised it was just Nikos' face. Because on it does actually look quite grey.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay, there were grey orcs in one of the Imperial Guard books.
And D&D orcs are grey, so maybe I'm a D&D orc.
Yeah. There you go. Shall we get the last unit then?
Yeah, may as well.
Last but not least,
Mech guns.
mech guns. Now, everyone got really hyped on mech guns. I don't think you're going to see that many. I think you're going to see a few in every list, but I don't think you're going to see
They're
a full
less
18.
tricksy. So
Well, it's not necessarily about that, because if you're taking mech guns, and let's say I put 18 in a list, so let's say I take 18 smasher guns, which is Perfectly feasible. What do I beat that a Horde Orc build doesn't beat?
Anything with that requires AP.
I don't.
Flyers. Flying Mekdar.
I don't think Flying Mekdar beats Hordes, because I don't think they have the number of shots to deal with 200 boys. I mean, you just flood the board and just walk around and block them off.
Maybe.
So I don't think that I think that the Hordes beat everything the Mech Guns list beats, but I don't think the Mech Guns necessarily beat everything the Hordes list beat. Because the Hordes can go even against other Hordes, whereas, for example, if I had 18 Smasher Guns, I don't think it's actually that effective into other Hordes. And especially considering I think we're actually going towards a Horde-centric meta, with things like Gene Stealer, Cops, Tyranids, Plague Bearers, other Orcs, Guardsmen. The Mech Guns aren't necessarily that great into those kinds of things. That's not to say that they're not really point sufficient
What
units.
can be useful, though, is if you're against something, say, like Death Guard, the D6 damage for each of those shots potentially is forcing more discussing resilience.
It depends how you build the Death Guard. So let's say you're playing against a Domhausen ITC size Death Guard army, it would be Terminators because they're hard to kill. That's fine. But when you're playing against something like a Nurgle Demon List, which is for Plague Bearers, you're getting through the Disgustingly Resilient, that's okay. But you've still got a -1 to hit to contend with, which is fine.
Yep.
So you're realistically going to be hitting once. So each Mech Gun is going to be killing one guy. So you kill... Oh, and then you've got invulnerable saves, so you kill 12 Plague Bearers.
I don't disagree, because I tried out 3 units of 3 Smasher Guns against Death Guard last Friday, and with -1 to hits and stuff being thrown in there, and all the buffs that they do, I'd get through, do some damage, disgusting and resilient every time. I mean, it's not as effective as it used to be, I find.
They are low enough cost to
Especially
justify
guns.
taking a few, I think.
Yeah.
So you can take up to 6, and then you can use those to deal with things like Knights.
It's 6 per unit, so you can have up to 18, theoretically.
Right, but no, take 6
1
in
unit,
total. Or 1 unit of those. And you can justify that, because they're still pretty cheap. So that's like, what, 180 points for those 6 of Smasher Guns?
Something like that, yeah.
No, like 33
They're really cheap.
points.
Yeah.
30, I want to say
really
35?
So you're not losing much, but what you gain in that matchup is, I mean, Knights aren't great into Hordes anyway, but it just means that you can really accelerate the game. And really start pushing on, because now you've got a threat to deal with it, right? I mean, you've still got enough for a massive Horde. So, I think they are good, but I just don't know if they're enough to build a list around, especially in the current meta game. Maybe into Custodes. Custodes are really good into.
So
but I don't think you need 18 to deal with Custodes.
Smasher Guns are 31 points each.
Yeah, I don't think you need 18 to deal with Custodes. And I don't think the Custodes can ever even
A
get
unit, I think you can get away with.
Yeah, a unit of 6.
So.
And then you just use the Hordes to bog them down. I mean, you can clear a pretty good number of Hordes of Custodes. But you're still going to be losing guys along the way. You've still got Weird Boys potentially as well.
It's just nice that you've got potentially something hitting on a 4 base on your back line, because they're 48-inch range if you're using Smasher Guns or Tractor Cannons or the Bubble Chucker.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to include a few in your army, I think for me it'd always be the Tractor Cannon, just because it's just the auto hit thing.
Yes. So it's,
I don't know. I prefer Smasher Guns.
I think the maths behind the Tractor Cannon to the Smasher Gun is you're more likely to get through based on the AP4 to the AP2.
Yeah, and
it's
also
more
you
that
get the extra
weight
shots
of volume.
as well, potentially.
And then
prefer
the
hitting.
wounding.
Yeah,
so-
no, you like it.
Yeah. It's nice that they've each got their own function as well. That it's not just, here's a gun profile, here's a gun profile. They've actually got a little bit of flavour to them each. My one biggest disappointment is the Bubble Chucker, because I did like the game.
It's crap in comparison to a Tractor Cannon and Smasher Gun.
Yeah. But it was a nice little game, that was all. Just because you had to think about... It never seemed to do much with it,
I think
but
maybe
it's
they took
psychological.
that out just because it's just another thing that slows Orc play down.
Yeah, well...
Oh, it's just,
Particularly if you had a lot
well, it's still
of them.
there, it's just awful.
Yeah, it's now just a D6, a D6. So it could be, and
If-
then you
I'd
can
have-
re-roll them, so there is
I'd
a bit
have-
more control.
Well, I'd have
perhaps.
put the Strength at 3d3 rather than at d6. Personally.
Yeah,
Because it makes it more consistent around the 5 or 6 mark.
It's very swingy.
Yeah, because anything underneath Strength
It's
5
the,
is
it's the
just gonna
strength
garble
that hurts you the
D6.
most out of all those stats in my
Oh yeah,
mind.
100%. Whereas AP -1 is like fine, but
AP minus 6 is hilarious.
yeah, it's unnecessary. So
But yeah,
it's just silly.
and
Anyway.
they've changed it so that the grots are basically wound counters essentially that have
Yeah.
no physical interaction. So when I played, my opponent agreed. I didn't bother putting them out.
Yeah.
It was one less thing to fucking deal with.
You could base them now nicely.
Yeah.
You could just put a base, you make it on there, and then put the grots on the base in a nice cool formation.
But it's a shame because
Much easier.
they come with one that's meant to sit on them.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you want to be able to just have them all clambering over them.
Yeah. Is there any benefit to having them separate? Like,
They
can you block anything?
cannot be targeted or attacked separately, and they have to be within 1 inch of it.
yes,
So essentially, they are not really there. They're physically on the table, but they're a distraction.
The only benefit I can see to doing this, maybe if you're having them in the corner, you can put the gun a little bit further forward and the crew within 1 inch further back, just to block off the back of the board
But they have
a little bit further.
they cannot be targeted or attacked.
Yeah, but they still have a presence on the board in terms of blocking off space. For
Yeah,
people striking.
that's all they're there for
That's the
now.
only
Whilst
real
before they were
reason
great
I can
because
see.
you could only shoot them if they were the nearest target. And there's that whole piece of, I think I won one of my heat games because I had some stand on an objective.
Yeah.
I won't get that now, which is a
Yeah.
shame. but
So how are you building orc lists now with the new book?
I've been trying them where I go, an Outrider detachment, Evil Sons,
Yeah.
a
And what's the new
battalion. So that's the one I tried first. Is it had the Death Killer Wartrike. I had 2 units of 6 bikes because that's all I have built and painted. But my new list I've worked on is 10 of each, just to have the weight and numbers, and then a unit of 5 Death Copters without the rockets to make them cheap, just to get the DACA, and just they're great at aggroing people, it seems, because they see them, they're scared of them because they're little flying things.
Yeah. And they go fast.
And they go fast. And then just a normal battalion. I tried it once with just grots instead of boys. You still do need the boys in my mind, just because it's that aggro.
Yeah.
Even if you've got the speedy bikes, the
bring the
bikes
boys.
are a glass hammer that they hit in, and then it kind of slows down quite quickly, and leadership can kill them quite easily as well if you're not careful. Whilst by that point the boys could have even just foot slogged over. So I've got 2 weird boys, 2 units of 30 boys, and a squad of 10 grots to fill the other slot, just to kind of, it's there and they can just be used to cover something if I need to. And I've been looking at 2 trucks with tank busters,
Good call.
because it's bad moons, rerolling 1s for everything.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I liked it, and they did quite a bit of damage when I went against the Death Guard, but I think it was a bad matchup in that respect, because I was getting the hits in, and all I was doing was forcing the disgusting resilience, and if they're lucky with it, it's nothing. It kind of whiffs itself a bit.
Are you still building an orc army, Nicholas?
I am, yeah.
Cool. How are you building yours?
Mostly boys. I think I was thinking about having 3 units of 30 and then 1 unit of Storm Boys and a 10 to mob up to a 40.
Yeah.
But now I've just gone for 4 units of 30, I think, because I'm teleporting 1, they're jumping 1, and then I've got 2 others for later
maybe
turns.
You can,
maybe they'll mob up.
well,
The time
trait is effective.
we need to remember the name of that one.
yeah, hashtag going in.
Hashtag the name.
Forcing it.
But part of my
Unstoppable Green Tide.
of my so I've got just a standard war boss. I don't know whether I either have him on the bike, because then you got the run and charge thing. But I also like the Evil Sons warlord trait, which is Evil Sons units within 6 can charge even if they fail back.
That's pretty good.
So if you've got your big blob of 30 boys, what a danger is, I think, is like what I like to do with my rhinos. You just tag the rhino on the end. If the boys are spread out, they're not going to be able to kill the rhino, and then you're not charging anything. But having the Evil Sons Speed Freak warlord trait, that doesn't matter. You can just retreat out, charge somewhere else, or retreat out and charge and kill it with more boys. So that's kind of what I've been thinking.
Yeah.
The other warlord trait I think is quite cool is the cunning but brutal thing.
Yep.
So at the start of the first battle round, but before the first turn begins, your warlord and D3 units can redeploy.
That was the other one I was trying to think of.
Yes, that's
The
really,
other way
really
of deep
sneaky.
striking, yeah.
And there is a way to get 2 warlord traits. So I would have my warlord with the Evil Sun Speed Freak one, because I think that's really tactical, flexible with your boys.
Yeah,
And then
boy.
there's an item
Yep.
for blood axes. So and you give it to another one of your heroes, and you generate a warlord trait.
So that has to be a different attachment, right? So
Yeah, it would have to be a blood axe
Oh,
detachment.
Morgan's
When you fire, right.
thinking cap. So the thinking
Yeah,
cap,
the thinking cap.
which was a very popular relic
Yeah.
in 7th edition.
Yeah.
So
Alongside the Lucky Stick.
Okay.
they were the auto picks essentially.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I'd be doing. I'd be having the retreat and charge warlord trait, and then that one as well, so I can redeploy some units,
Yep.
give you a bit of sneakiness. So if you know
Phantasm
by the
equivalent,
time you know you're going first, you go right. Those 30 boys are going there. Or if you know you're not going first, you can be a bit more defensive with something.
Well,
Tristan Gray says, "My God, he's beautiful." I'm assuming it's Tom's hair he's talking about.
It must be.
Well,
It
your
must
hair.
be.
or your
Or
green
the
face.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Shiny Gubbins relic that I quite like is the Bad Moons one. So you replace a custom shooter or a combi weapon with essentially the combi weapon piece of it gets replaced by the Gob Shot Thunderbus, which is a 12-inch, heavy 2d3, strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage, auto-hitting gun.
That's pretty cool.
2d6 heavy
Yeah.
flame there.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
That's cool. Yeah.
Bit of AP, just it's a nice surprise.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Brass, motherfucker.
Hey, got him.
And there is a few different relics in there, like there's a Psycho specific one, which is just a +1 to
Which one
psychic
is that?
tests. It's the Scorched Git Bones.
Oh, yes.
So in the narrative campaign I've been playing at one of the clubs I go to, I couldn't have my war boss a vehicle. Is one of the kind of the comp things, 'cause it's a very narratively led thing. So I went, fine, I'm going to be a weird mob. So I've got a Warphead as my warlord. So I went, fine, I'll give him that as well, because then I'm +1 for the...
Warhead was the old upgrade for a Weird Boy, right?
Yes, so it's the having an extra...
Just because I don't think it's
psychic
an
power.
option right now, right?
It is, it's a stratagem. So you pay
Oh,
1
is it?
CP,
There you go.
gives you an extra...
Oh, that's the
ability,
stratagem, yeah. I
and
didn't
you
realize
can-
it was actually called
yeah,
Warhead.
so, yeah.
That's fine.
So they've
Cool.
kept it narrative, so...
Nice. Like it. Cool. Anything else we want to talk about the old book?
Chinorks are awesome. And I'm going to put some
Let's
burnable.
all the Forge World
Or Rocket
vehicles got Daka.
Yeah.
Everything got Daka.
Yeah.
None of the vehicles gained Speed Freak stuff, which didn't surprise me too much.
No.
But at least they've been given the Daka, and they've
Yeah.
still got the clan stuff, because when they were first put together, they kind of future-proofed it to have triangle brackets
Clan.
clan.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe we can talk about that another time when we get the Index Xenos Imperial Armor. What's it?
Yes.
We go through those. See what cool Ork Gubbins is in there. See if there's another Stomper in there.
There is one with a belly gun.
Belly gun.
Coming out very low. Jet.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Do you wanna be honest or?
Oh,
You
me.
Closing out the
Oh,
show.
yeah. So what's the motto?
Thank you to everyone on Patreon.
So thank you to everyone on Patreon and the Twitch subscribers. Obviously, if any of you play Age of Sigmar as well, we've just relaunched the Honest Wargamer website today.
It's awesome.
So it's
It is
imagine something like Magic the Gathering or League of Legends have those guide websites where you go, I want to learn how to do this. Let's look at some best practices for it. So there's lists, rundowns
So
from...
I had a look on there today, and there's all the lists from
Yes.
Bubba.
So myself and Tom, the web designer, have been kind of inputting as much as we can in advance. So for Bobo, all the lists are going to be there. So during the actual streaming, we'll be doing it so that on Nightbot you can go lists, and instead of it being a load of junky words written in it, it'll be linked there, and it'll have potentially some stuff that the actual players have written themselves. So
yeah, it'd be really
so
cool.
it's now you can sign up for it, and you can submit your lists and rundowns if you want to.
Yeah.
It's completely open, and it's all thanks to Patreon.
All
They've helped fund that. So
possible by Patreons and the Twitch subscribers and everyone who
Indeed.
donates in the chat.
exactly.
Really appreciate it, means we can do what we actually get to do here.
Yeah, and we'll be back on Saturday. I think it's going to be about 9, half 9. I'm not
Yeah.
100% on the timings because
Next time we're live is for Bobo.
yes. So Crim Bobo
It's gonna be
for
good.
Saturday and Sunday all day,
All day.
all weekend.
and we'll be joined by Dispossessed Dan from Australia, who actually has travelled all the way, and Chucklebutty as
swam,
well.
didn't he?
If he's not still locked in someone's basement or wherever he is, because the preview
in
video
Nathan's
does show
basement, isn't he?
he was in someone's room. He'd
Nathan's?
snuck in.
Oh.
No, he's not Nathan's yet.
No. I thought it was in Nathan's basement.
Was it Nathan's basement? That
Yeah,
might-
I think so.
I think it's something a bit more sinister than that.
I think he's
It's
been
like-
there. He's been there since last Bobo.
It's like the haunting of Hell House. He's down there.
You've actually watched something. That's
No,
not
I've
film
watched
though,
the
isn't
film.
it? Yeah.
No, I saw it on
It's a
Gogglebox.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right,
Cool.
that's it then.
Right.
See you
Doing the
guys on
I've
Saturday.
got a motto
for
to round
Bobo.
off the show.
Oh yeah. That's
Every
what-
army's a winning army if you don't finish the game when the round time ends up. Hey-oh.
Quick, push the off button. Thank you. Bye.